for that.
I've clicked it, so you can click it. We should be live. Hopefully my TV screen behind me will pop up with the stream soon enough.
All right, beautiful. Let's do it.
Gentlemen, welcome to Ultimate No Prep. Doing it on a different day this week. This week we got some special guests all the way from the land of Nod. We got Zonalar, we got Nicolas, and of course returning Conway. How are you doing, gentlemen?
Doing good, doing good. Ready to play.
Sweet. We got a couple people in here. We got Big Bad and Kingmaker. Welcome as always. So we'll go ahead and not waste too much time. Bring up our list. So we got last time. What did we do last session? Do you remember, Conway?
Yeah, the previous GM, well, everyone rolled to see who would GM, and then the GM rolled the setting, and then someone else rolled the tone.
Yep.
But this time I have 4 people, so.
Yeah. I'm trying. We did the space game, right? That's what we did last time. I think we did.
Indeed,
yeah,
yes.
we did heroic space. That's what it was. Cool. So I will go ahead and roll for who is going to be GMing. So number 1, Zonalar. Number 2, Nicolas. Number 3, Conway. And number 4, myself. Big Bad's asking, where's the watermarks?
Deploy the watermarks, Conway.
Yeah.
Tactical watermarks deployed.
That's awesome. Cool. So we will see who is GMing. D4. 3, Conway.
Yeah.
I actually like GMing, so it's really great.
Heck yeah.
Beautiful.
Conway, do you want to roll the setting?
Of course. So there's a D20.
Yes.
9.
9. Apocalyptic.
That's really cool. I got like 2 really cool ones. Space and apocalyptic now.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Zonalar, since you're braving a late night to be here, I'll let you roll for tone. Give me a D8, please.
Oh, it's an apocalyptic. Heroic.
Apocalyptic.
How do we... Interesting.
Makes me think of like Mad Max, but like even brighter.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I feel like heroic is a bit more upbeat for an apocalypse.
Heroic apocalyptic.
Maybe it's like post Thanos snap situation going on here. You know, half of civilization is removed, but the fight is still going on.
Yeah, but to what? I think what caused the apocalypse is the most important thing there.
Yes, I like that question, and I'm not sure what era do we want to play the apocalypse in.
Yeah. I guess we gotta decide what kind of apocalypse.
I think apocalypse as a setting requires it to be modern. I don't know. But like when you say apocalyptic, no one is gonna think like, oh, the fall of the Roman Empire or something like that.
Sure.
You're not immediately thinking BattleTech. Fucking the good times are gone, and we're just in clunky mechs that can't do shit.
I disagree. I don't think it needs to be modern or even futuristic to be apocalyptic.
Yeah, we need to play in a setting that has...
with, but you know.
Yeah. Like, Walking Dead is a classic. So whatever the era is, it's gone, and we are in the, like post World War I. Fucking everything is destroyed, and you're trying to build it back up. That can work like an apocalypse.
Oh, that's really cool. I like the setting where it's like the war ravaged everything, and the war never ended. So like the Great War went on forever.
That's cool.
And we can pick which war. Like fucking, I don't know, so like anything medieval like that. The Black Plague ravaged everything. That's a classic.
That would be cool. I mean, I guess it's up to Conway.
Really, I want to hear what you guys think about it.
Scrap mechs.
I gave ideas. Battle mech, fucking past the World War, something of that. I would rather have it like more fiction than, like, oh, let's literally do World War, because I have no clue about history, so I don't want to mess it up too hard.
I like the idea of a war torn landscape, that sort of thing.
I'm on board. With that.
Do you guys want it to be like Atomic Wasteland or just Wasteland, like the Somme, where like it became like a muddy hellscape,
or like 100,000 rockets destroyed everything, Wasteland.
Could be something on the cosmic scale, as well. Doesn't need to be necessarily man-made.
Like Sundering.
A time rift, maybe like...
When I was a teenager, I actually wrote a novel like that. I mean, a crappy novel, but I liked it. I like writing it.
I don't know, like prehistoric period is merging with current, and that, I don't know, that maybe could have, or like things are like stuff from the present is being sent to the past, and stuff from the past is being sent to the present. So that just, or I don't know. That's
I always liked.
Different.
Yeah. I always liked the idea of D&D as a post-apocalypse, because it's supposed to be like fucking blue flames wrecked everything, fires, and the gods walked among Earth with their avatars and sort of like ravaged the landscape, but it never shows up.
This is exactly why I have like a very narrow view of apocalyptic, because technically anything can be apocalyptic. Technically, we are living in an apocalyptic age, if you believe like in reptilians or whatever. Like, we'll never get back to Atlantis, guys. It's over.
I guess like basic needs have been disrupted, so I would say, if it's modern, no electricity. That's a luxury now.
Yeah. Or at the very least, very limited. Like, you need gasoline to power a generator, that sort of thing.
If you play more primal, no food. You have to fucking hunt and scavenge again. Like, before you had, your farmers guild or whatever, and they're fucking gone. Gotta figure it out yourself.
Yeah, I like that. I think that the idea that has evoked something in my mind is the idea of the Everwar, the war that never ended. Something like akin to like a World War I type of setting. But it's been centuries, so no one even knows why we're fighting anymore. Just we have this trench here. We our civilization is this trench, and then there's another trench over there. And we're gonna go kill people from that trench. That's cool. It's not even like a nation anymore. Like, we're from this trench, we're gonna kill people from the other trench.
Oh, my audio's gone. Hold on, why?
You can't hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Keep going.
Check 1 2 test. I like that idea. The visual of the two trenches being the two different like civilizations, because then we can kind of take it a bit more nebulous with the heroic aspect, because heroic as a genre typically means it's more black and white as far as morality goes, but we could take the black and white and make it, relative to ourselves, basically.
Yeah.
All right. My audio stopped working, so I'm gonna leave the call and come back in.
Okay.
All right.
That sucks.
It's not just me, it seems.
It's just not a good thing.
It's a curse. You put two Brazilians in the same thing, everything's breaking down.
Too much jank.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me actually keep an eye out for him.
Hang on. Talking about jank. I have to do this. I'm going in.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So what were you saying about like making it about ourselves? I did not understand that part.
So heroic fiction typically depends a lot on It typically depends a lot on a black and white
This is
view.
fake. This doesn't work, man. This is the problem. I'm actually very angry. I'm actually super angry.
Yeah, we've been having lots of audio issues. It's been a fight. That's why we were late, because we were trying to.
Do I sound nice?
You sound good.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay.
You sound like
you guys have like
I
microphones
sound
like all next to like each other, and like my microphone's like a mile away that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's back.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I don't know. StreamYard decided to change the audio output, and when I changed it back to my headphones, it did not work. So I just had to close it and come back in.
StreamYard's having an aneurysm.
Yes, we are experiencing all the issues today.
But yeah, what I was saying, heroic fantasy or heroic fiction typically has a black and white view of morality. So you have your good guys versus your bad guys. But apocalyptic, that really, people don't really think of morality in an apocalypse. So we make it a moral issue. We're protecting our land. These are our people. This is our home. We're going to go and destroy our enemy. That sort of thing.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Do we? Are we going with the war-torn issue here? So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Intelligent enemy.
Yep, I like that idea.
Maybe it's closer to Vietnam, but we are the Vietnamese.
In
the setting.
Interesting way to look. Yeah.
I was thinking of actually like avoiding any form of like ethnicity or something like that. Where the idea, it's our trench and then it's their trench. Like you don't even know if you're fighting like your same countrymen from 300 years past.
Oh, okay. So it's not like this is our homeland and we are fighting the invaders. The lines are too blurred.
Right? Mm-hmm. If there are still nations that are waging this war, this ever war, then it's not really apocalyptic, right? Even if they can't really like deliver you food and supplies to the front lines, would that be apocalyptic? Maybe, I don't know. It would be cooler if it was just we are this trench, the whole world has been bombed to hell.
Yeah,
there's people in other trenches. Let's go get their stuff.
Cool.
So like a schism, I preferred something like a schism. Our nation has been split, and nobody knows why or how when it started. We just know that we have to keep fighting for freedom.
Oh yeah, this is apocalyptic. You don't even know what nation you belong to anymore. Some people in some trenches speak the same language. Other people in the other trench speak a different language. But not even that dissuades you from attacking people that speak the same language as you do.
Yes, like for the apocalypse part, I want like stuff to be gone that we used to have.
That's something I wanted to say. Ammunition's gonna be rare. Like you guys don't have like 3 bullets between all of you.
Oh yeah.
And people are fighting with clubs and knives.
I like that.
What's the video game called? Stalker, where you're like a guy with a rifle.
I was thinking Stalker, but instead of it being like atomic, it literally is just they shelled every single place in the continent you're in, like the Somme. So it's just these muddy, deserted, hellscapes.
Yeah.
Some guy finds like an RPG that's still working.
Yeah.
Fucking next day shoots it at somebody and and destroys the local watchtower.
And I don't know if you guys have seen like images of what the Somme looked like after the shelling, but it's literally like a hellscape. You can't even describe it. Just mud and torn trees all over the place.
Big Bad, can I donate to send artillery at people?
You definitely should.
I accept these terms. Uriah, make money.
Do you guys know a video game called Forever Winter?
I don't think I've heard of that one. No.
Forever Winter is that, but even more batshit insane.
Yeah.
I think of like if you've ever heard of Metro.
Yeah.
Yes,
like
that one.
Underground sort of.
I don't know the way
Forever Winter is kind of like
giving
Metro.
me forever. Yeah, it's giving me Forever Winter vibes.
in Forever Winter, you're scavengers, and there's still like factions fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
So like you go out of your bunker, but you don't belong to any faction fighting. It's like a
You're kinda
three-way.
clueless, right?
It's like 1984, right? There's three factions fighting like a three-way war.
Yeah.
And you go out of your bunker not to help the fight in any way. You go out just to survive. Like there's like armies fighting, and you have like to grab your food and crawl back to the bunker. And the thing is, the scale of that game is insane. There's literally like titans like walking around the distance, like punching one another.
Oh, wow.
And you need to avoid like the explosions they cause when they fight. It's a pretty cool game. I want something like that, but not as like futuristic, where there's like titans and helicopters.
Yeah.
Let's keep it to like World War I tech, like diesel punk at most, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Like we lost our functions of radio communication. Telegram doesn't work anymore. People forgot the technology, so we are using messengers again, like fast runners.
Pigeons, if you're
even communicate.
technologically advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, like rats, message rats. Which is a pigeon, but less cool.
It's a straight pigeon.
Yeah, you're growing mushrooms and pigs underground, things like that. If at any point someone tries to build a house in the surface, it gets shelled. No one even knows where the shell is coming from. It just blows up in the middle of the night.
So is there like a super weapon in orbiting Earth? Just
maybe that, but I think it'd be cool to like mysterious. Maybe that's what the plot is about. Maybe the plot is about we shouldn't discuss the plot before.
Okay, here I imagine we look up in the sky and we see a lot of shooting stars, and there's a lot of wish making, and we don't know why are there so many stars falling down into Earth. It might be a massive debris field up there.
Where does heroic come in then?
Yes, that's my question.
Because there is heroism in fighting for your tribe. Maybe like your local trench is like running out of all supplies, and literally everyone's gonna die if they try to make it out, and there's like more than 10 people together, they get shelled. So the heroism is like saving your trench, and it's not gonna be black and white. I believe. I don't think it can be black and white. But there can be heroism in like saving your tribe or something like that. That's the way I see it, at least.
Yeah, I guess
there's no way to make this heroic.
It's like how we play our character is how we can spin it heroically.
Yeah.
Maybe we do it like that.
So imagine there's like a ton of old like at most World War I tech, and the civilization is basically medieval now, and you only trust people from your trench. You've heard stories that there are trenches where other people speak the same language, but it's hard to trust them. I think that's like the setting we'll use. So like, think of an interesting character concept within those molds.
So we're going with the trench thing?
Yeah, I like it. What do you guys think? I don't want to like dictate this from top down, right? We're all here together. Let's let someone...
I'm okay with the idea. I'm down.
All right. Okay.
So I will. Y'all have. Both y'all should have the PDF, right?
Yes.
So y'all can. Y'all should be good on getting the stuff for character generation.
So hero path. And
it's similar to your class. Your inclinations are kind of like your feats.
There's some background noise bleeding through somewhere. I think it's Conway.
Is it returning from my end? Like, are you hearing yourself back?
Oh, that was coming from Nick. It was something in the background of your house, Nick. It's fine.
Yeah, like somebody talking sometimes. Or like some dog. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I got my sister-in-law's dog freaking out in the background.
Yeah, because I don't have any dog barking right now. Like,
okay.
Here.
Right. I think I'm gonna play a brute or something like that.
So can I just pick one of the archetypes they have here as a base? Does that page cover everything?
Think of the setting we talked about, and think about kind of character would be cool to play. Maybe your character is like the last scientist. Maybe you actually know like a lot about the world. Maybe like your father was very obsessive about teaching you about the world because he knew people were forgetting. Maybe like said Zonalar, the brute is a cool idea, right? The brute, like, you know, he grew up in this quasi medieval society. He was bigger, got more food, bullied people around. That's, you know, the kind of idea that I have in mind. Maybe there's like a clan of soldiers. You know, at first like there were soldiers defending the trench, but then as the generations went, they created like this almost like guild. Like, yeah, you get to be a soldier, but they don't even know what a soldier is anymore. Maybe they call themselves lieutenants. Like everyone is a lieutenant because in the past it was like this one lieutenant that was famous. So now everyone, you know, in this army, everyone is a lieutenant or something like that. There's a ton of like cool ideas that you can go with, and then try to see like an archetype that fits in the system. I don't know the system very well, Easy D6. I really don't.
I'm checking the archetypes here, the hero paths. I'm thinking about going with the Delver, is it called?
Delver?
Yeah. It feels more like a scavenger guy.
Sure. Yeah. Delver, that's kind of in, you know, he's the guy who goes underground and that sort of thing. But that, yeah, you got like a in the book it's a climbing kit, but I kind of take it as sort of you know, you can kind of you have all the stuff that you need, all your gadgets and gizmos and goods stuff.
It's gonna be like this I'm not gonna say, you know, I'm just gonna say this is an easy. This is you know, sometimes I'm gonna say this is an easy check. Sometimes I'm not gonna say anything. Sometimes I might say this is hard. That's the easy 6, like 3 versus 4 versus 5, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a question about the rules. Have enrage. Sacrifice my own strike to inflict an extra strike on a combat hit. What is my own strike?
So strikes are basically your hit points. So when an enemy rolls, yeah. So when an enemy rolls to hit you, and if he hits,
I get a strike.
Well, you get to roll armor, so you get to roll to see if you defend against the attack.
Got it.
And that should be your armor number right next to.
Yeah, I see that. So I can sacrifice my health to do another damage on the enemy, to do another strike.
Yeah.
Got it. That's solved.
Yep. And I am playing a warden.
So, never mind.
I'm gonna play a goblin.
Based.
Are we doing like non-humans?
No, I'm joking.
Well,
I figure we just keep it.
Yes, let's keep it simple. We have so much to work with already. Okay, 2 inclinations.
So, do the inclinations, are they pretty much the same as boons?
Yeah, it's you basically pick a couple of skills that you're good at, and then you get.
How many can I pick?
For humans, it's 3. Unless you're playing I believe a Delver gets 4. You get an extra inclination, so you get 4.
Oh, yeah, you may pick a bonus inclinations if human pick 4. Okay. And is there a list, or can I just like?
Yes, it's in the PDF. If you keep scrolling down,
let's avoid the race class pit trap, please, because I've heard like Uriah playing like a warden, but you know, like we talked for a bit to figure out this interesting. I really like this setup for like a setting, right? What are you like in the setting? More so than, you know, I'm a warden. What does that mean?
Oh yeah, so my guy, he is. I like this idea of him being this guy who just collects all of these little tools and little like he's the guy who has just a bunch of like sockets and wrenches he's kind of a tinkerer in that sort of aspect. If somebody needs to fix something, he probably has the thing that they need to fix it. That kind of vibe.
I love that. Someone would be very, very necessary like that. And also like brings up ideas of, oh, how did all this tech came to be, right? Mm-hmm.
So I'm supposed to like create an aspect that is a vocation. I'm not sure how to do that.
Basically, you pick a job, and then anything that relates to that job, you have a boon in that. Basically, that's kind of the idea.
I like to be something like a carpenter, or maybe even like a repairsman that like repairs pistols.
Do trees even exist anymore?
Yeah, you know trees. Like those horrible gnarled things with splinters all over the place.
Okay.
I think it's stepping out of a trench. It would be like the Somme. It's mud, artillery shell craters, and gnarled, broken trees all over the place.
What is the
destroyed rubble all around from what used to be cities?
What's the English? Construction worker. That's my aspect. I'm a craftsperson who works construction.
I'm not really sure what. I only have like this scavenger concept in my head. I do think he's a bit cowardly though, which I don't know if that contrasts with the heroic part that we're aiming for.
I think that if you're a coward in a heroic game, the whole setup is that you will grow to not be a coward. Mm. There's tons of heroic pieces of media where that happens. Mm-hmm. Because we all need to aim for the same tone, right? Unless
I feel like I'm cheating then.
Background character.
Because then I feel like I'm cheating if I have like this set goal. Oh, by the end of the game, the guy will do this.
That is
so.
True,
I like it. I like it. If every time,
like how we all have to aim for the tone.
Yeah, like every time you try to be heroic, but you're a coward, you have to succeed your will save before you can even act on it. Something like that. Otherwise, you're just not allowed.
Not allowed.
I can't. Dobby has to follow Master.
But that's the thing. You could be more like a secondary character if you want to do something like that. And then you are there to show how the heroic people are heroic as like a form of contrast.
You can be like you can be my apprentice.
I'm the ugly girlfriend of the group.
It sounds like that's what you want to play, right? Because we're all aiming the tone of for the tone of heroic, right? I think you could play it like that if you don't like the idea of becoming heroic through play.
I don't like it. I don't want to put in my head that I don't want to have that goal. I don't want to see that. I want to just try and be the character.
Okay.
I still don't know much about the character. I'm just thinking like, if he survived this long and it was like horrible world, it's probably by not being heroic a lot of the time. That's what got him here. So like, and he sees people who try to be the hero and they just die. And there's no martyrdom. There's no statue for them. They just die. Life just goes on. So I think that life made him like that.
Well, that's the challenge of the UnPC, right? It's theme, multiplied by tone. Mm-hmm. They change themselves inherently, right? There is no way to pull them apart in a way.
I know my character already. I'm ready.
What's our premise? Like what's our mission, so to speak?
Well, let's discover it through play. It's the UnPC, right?
I think so. We should play out who we are, and like a role play in a way where we actually do stuff together, maybe. And see how that goes.
I don't think I can play this guy then. This first concept I have in mind, I have to think of something else because I don't think you just not jive with the whole thing. It's just that I guess it's a skill issue, but I cannot see a scavenger guy without him being coward. It just does not, you know. Like he's definitely not the cool guy, you know. He's not gonna. He's like the ghoul in the Fallout show. Like he's not gonna be like that. You know what I mean? So I'm a bit lost here. What you?
Well,
Uriah?
it's
what did you go with?
My guy is like a tinkerer, kind of skinny dude. You can see the wish fulfillment here. Very like kind of jittery. Has a lot of tools that he carries around. He just collects little things that get thrown away, essentially.
If you want to be jittery and thin in real life, just do cocaine.
That's a way, right? Okay, so I'm thinking then that maybe my guy is cowardly, but he hates seeing people die, so he'll often like put himself in danger to at least try and drag someone out of before they get blasted away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Because as a scavenger, like you're going outside, right? So
yeah, so yeah, he will avoid fighting, but he will also try to save people if he can in a non like threatening way. I think like it's how he makes amends with in his mind.
Like he's really good at talking his way out of stuff.
I don't know. I just think like he's like quick. I just think he like has good legs, you know.
Yeah.
So like drags people away. Yeah. Like he's very like insecure. I'm thinking like of like very frail guy too. But I still need to pick 4 things here. I think this concept fits more with what we're going with.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see what. There's a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I start writing my inclinations here. Do I need to say, or do I just write it down?
Yeah, as long as
I got a notepad just to keep track of how my stuff works. So I know like, what do I need to roll to succeed, and what is a boon, and what does enrage and superstitious do. So I keep track of that. I'm ready. Okay. I can tell you about my character, Conway.
Yeah, because I don't want to make you guys wait. I don't like the feeling.
Oh, do we just go? We don't talk about the. We can do that.
I don't mind if everybody just kind of gives a quick rundown of their characters and stuff like that.
Okay. Let me go. Samsung is a guy who was denied by the leader of the warrior guild. I'm not allowed in the trench. They know. The captain told me, if I go, he cannot guarantee my safety, and therefore I risk everybody's lives. So I became a construction worker, helping out, repairing, building, make things work, or at least have a roof. I'm a brute knuckle dragger, always a bit on the brink, but but has an iron will, and not allowing the circumstances break him, which makes Samson a pillar of the community.
Cool.
So we always start with 3 karma, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And the hero die, you get it through game, correct?
Yeah, you have it at the start, and you can use it to re-roll any any die roll.
So we have one. We start with one.
Mm-hmm. You start with one.
Yeah, every session you start with one.
With the wealth, like we are all squalid, right? We don't have anything, or do we?
Yeah, we don't really worry about that in terms of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ignoring
Or
that.
D, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
have pants.
everything.
I will allow myself some pants.
Okay.
This time.
Man, how did you get a picture so quick?
I had y'all talk about your characters.
Oh, okay. That's how it is, huh?
Yeah.
Let me draw a picture in 5 minutes, real quick.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, let me sketch a thing here as well.
Flexings.
Hey, let's hear about the other
I'm
characters.
bad with names. I'm bad with names. What could be a good name for
something old timey? Just think like what were people called 100 years ago?
100 years ago? Okay.
Yeah.
A Garibald or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the Bible name Samsung. It's like, oh man,
man
was a beast.
I know which one I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be Jebediah.
Nice.
I'm gonna be Jab.
Return of the
I'm gonna be
Jab.
Jab.
Let's put him in a rocket.
All right, so I think that's it for my guy.
We took a little bit longer than normal, but that's okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you have two new guys here.
And I didn't read the rules.
Too late. Are you ready to start?
I'm ready.
I'm good. Yeah. Let's do it.
Very well. Pebbles dislodge themselves from above, coming from the concrete top of the bunker. The lights flicker and they are set to weak mode. Little light coming through, less than even a candle, but those ran out long ago. More and more pebbles dislodge as in the distance, thundering comes through the ground itself, shaking the compound every few minutes, like giants walking far away. This is one of the restricted trenches. Only those wearing the officer's stars can come in. You are not allowed, but escorted, brought over to this large atrium. Scattered broken pieces of machinery and the beating heart of the trench. An old boiler. Enormous pistons of steel moving slowly, pushing against one another. Steam comes out almost like the cry of the machine, wishing for it all to end. And the officer sits there, looking at the machine, one hand on it. From his crouch position, he turns back and looks back. Is Ratchet here?
My head comes up and I step forward and I say, yes, sir, I'm right here. It's me, Ratchet.
The last patch-up you did lasted a week. The one before it lasted 2 months. 2 years before that. He just shakes his head. The boiler fails to move and lights dim even further.
I start to approach and I say, well, yes, sir, the machine is quite old. I've done the best I could with it.
The officer grabs a cigarette. He had snuffed it off and it is halfway smoked. He lights it again. Puts one hand on your shoulder. It's not your fault, kid. There's little that can be done. No longer there are any parts here. He looks out to the bunker, staring at the concrete wall, thinking.
I'm kneeling in the room on one knee and my head down, holding a position with placing my fist on the concrete flooring, head bowed down in reverence of the massive machine keeping my community alive, waiting to be addressed or dismissed.
It is good that these other two came with you. He looks towards Sansom kneeling down, then to Jebediah.
I am near one of the machinery. I have a very thorn Ushanka. I'm wearing gloves with cut tip fingertips, and I'm warming myself. I turn to Samson. It's a cold night.
I nod, my muscles steaming a little bit as heat escapes.
In my childhood, the warm steam would come out, a true trove, a treasure to all. It would warm the halls. And now look at what our people live through, Ratchet. Listen, we're not going to keep rotting here. I have made it illegal for anyone to leave the trenches not in the scheduled times. But I will rescind the order for this once. He looks at Ratchet, then to Sansom, then to Jebediah. You three were chosen. All very important members of this community, but all, unfortunately, expendable, he says without a second thought. Ratchet?
Mouth agape. I'm with eyes widen, my face all masked with charcoal. I'm looking at all my both Wilford and Sanson.
I do not break eye contact with the concrete floor, staying still.
Ratchet, you must come back if things get dire. Samson, you are to make sure that Ratchet comes back in one piece. Jebediah, you will be out there to ensure the same, but also to find these components we need. My father kept this a secret, but there is an ancient map. He waves over for one of his officers' assistants, and he begins laying out on the floor. This old rubbed map. Leaks have made the ink seep over, but it is enough to see the veins of trenches on the floor. This is our home. Following these crisscross trenches, there is another here. And we believe that it is equipped with the same generator. The same godly machine, he says, turning to Samson.
I waddle over closer, like holding my coat, trying to arm myself. I'm shivering, still eyes widen.
I walk up to the boiler and run my hand along the side, feeling the gradient of heat. Well, it appears we'll only have a small amount of heat left getting out of this thing.
A machine this big. I do not know if I can lift it all the way over here. You're gonna need a wheelbarrow of some sort.
I still shaking. I start like no. You cannot take wheelbarrows. It slows down. We get caught in the crossfire. It's too dangerous. We have to disassemble on the spot. And I'm like itching. I have like a patchy beard, as if some sort of skin condition has been eaten off my beard. No.
I lift my eyes to look up to Ratchet, holding my position on the floor. Can we do that?
I turn back around to face my two companions and I say, well, I suppose if there's any place to get those parts, it'll be at that generator. I don't think we need the whole thing. I'll do a quick once-over of the machine and see what needs replacing.
The officer nods. I would send more men, but any group that goes out larger than 5 gets shelled.
put a hand on the officer's shoulder and I say, "We know you're doing the best you can, and we'll do our best."
He nods and steps away, trying to get a few less puffs out of the cigar.
It will be done.
I'm
get up on my feet.
Looking back and forth at Samson Wilford. Right. Once again, like meekly waddling over Wilford. Are we leaving now? I'm shaking.
Well, and I see him shaking, and I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, "I'll have to get a diagnostic check on the machine, but that shouldn't take me more than a couple minutes, and we'll be out of here in a jiffy."
As he does, come here, you two. This is what we can spare. He opens a small metallic hatch, has to crouch down to go under it. And inside is a wooden table. And there is one rifle and 4 bullets on top of it. 3 canteens and a few cans of food.
My eyes go wide at the sight. I cannot possibly accept this gift.
Meanwhile, I'm already like waddling over with my almost necrotic hands. I grab a canteen and start satching on my many pockets. Thank you.
Your father's club will serve you well, Samson, but you are to shoot if it is to make sure the mission goes ahead.
I accept the rifle hesitantly, with reverence. I've never seen one in such good condition. Look at Ratchet, if it's even okay to take this.
Standing with arms reached high up, checking a gauge, I look over at my 2 friends. I give a swift nod of approval.
Adjusting my Ushanka. I look at you, Samson. He's smiling with black teeth. The death don't have any possessions. You can take it.
I grab the bullets and stuff them in a hold-out dead rat that I carry on my belt, like a purse. I'm ready when you are, Ratchet. Nodding at the captain, bowing again.
I hop down off of the platform where the boiler is, and I say, as I'm walking towards the 2, I say, "Well, it looks like we'll need a new compressor and probably a new fuel pump for this thing. And that heating element probably needs replacing too. That's what we're looking for."
I'm not.
The 3 of you can drag it back? The officer asks.
"Well, the compressor and the fuel pump will be simple enough, but that heating element will probably take at least 2 of us to carry."
He stops and thinks. You have to get it done.
"We will do our best."
Still next to Samson, shaking still. Well, I guess only one of us can die, huh?
Your trust will not be misplaced. Nod and turn towards the door, looking for Ratchet to take the lead.
I look back and forth, and then to the officer I give a nod. Say, "All right, gentlemen, move like the shadows." And I walk towards the door.
The officer stops, stands tall, and salutes religiously, his hands shaking.
I give a swift
I return the gesture like it's a ritual. Very snappy.
Do the same but shakily, like with limp hand. And I scooch over. I grab a backpack. Adjust myself. All right. I'm still waddling next to Samson.
You can stand in my shadow, Jebediah. I block off most of the wind anyways.
It's not the wind I'm afraid of.
I nod.
I lay out. I open up the map and look at the capillaries of pathways of this trench. I shake my head a little bit.
I walk over to your side, nosing in, trying to look at the map. Adjusting my Ushanka nervously.
Jib, and I fold the map up and I hand it to you. You're going to be my point man. You're going to be the one responsible for getting us where we need to go.
Yes. I open the map. I'm looking. As I breathe, you can see my steamy breath. All right. I recognize this way. I've spun here before.
All right.
I hold the rifle by the barrel with 2 hands, resting, ready to swing the weapon if needed. I trust you, Jeb. You always got a good nose for the surroundings.
Yes. The last time I was there, though, I saw some bodies. I could not recognize who it was.
Bodies may mean supplies, so let's head that way. And
I've already. Nervously, still shaking. I've already cleaned these bodies. They did not have much in them.
I see.
The sounds of the ever bombardment grow less and less muffled, getting closer to the surface, one level at a time. A soldier stands at the door, blocking it with his arm, the door long since blown off its hinges. Wait! He starts counting. Shell's about to fall. And then a boom.
Cover my ears.
I hold my Ushanka.
A boom comes through and pebbles of pieces of cement fly everywhere. Go! The man in the door says.
With a rapid dash, I begin to weave through the pathway into the trench.
I follow soon after, now holding onto my backpack. Fast and steady.
I follow Jebediah, my eyes constantly locked on his position, following narrowly through the trenches, displacing the mud under my feet.
Out of the bunker, a labyrinth of trenches. Some dug centuries ago, old and decrepit, the wood holding it up all waterlogged and rotten. Others newer. No more wood to support it, slowly turning into ditches instead of trenches. The path north, the sky is dark and little wisps of rain fall down. Sickly. A few soldiers stand in bunkers with rifles with no ammo, just aiming.
Out of Abbott, I'm running half ducked, running with my curved back.
I run up next to one of the posted snipers, and with a hard thud, I slump down next to him. Is the way clear?
Can you tell the officer to get my replacement? I've been here for 3 days now. I haven't seen much. But up north. in the little trenches, I've seen those white devils running around from place to place, snarling. They're dangerous. They're getting more and more closer and closer. The man, while stalking, just always staring down at the horizon.
Seems they're getting braver and braver. I look back and I give a wave.
I look at
Catching
Samson.
up.
I gesture. I run over to Ratchet and I slide down, sit with my back against the mud wall, breathing heavy.
Sharpshooter Phil recognizes Samson, growing in the same hab block. Wow, you've grown even bigger. What the hell are they feeding you? How many rats have you caught?
Crawling my way through the trench to reach this place. I nod at him. Gotta keep busy somehow.
You've done great. I never thought they'd let you wield a rifle like that. He looks around.
Where we are going, I'm going to need this. I'm not even sure if I will make it back.
Here, I saved one of these I owed to your father. Here you go. He has in his hand one empty brass of a rifle shell and one rifle round. Here you go. Don't spend it all in one place.
I carefully, gingerly with my gruff hands, pick them up and slide them through the mouth of a dead rat. Thank you, Bill. You don't know how much that means to me.
You two are good with Samson. Last time he went out, he caved the guy's teeth in before he let them disrespect me.
I look shameful at the floor.
I'm still jittering, ducked on the ground. With distant gunshots, I quiver a bit.
I look over to Samson.
Oh, damn. Folks at the Western Trench are shooting again. Wonder what that is. He begins looking down through a broken scope.
You get much distance on that optic there, son?
It used to. Nothing is the same anymore.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Well, gentlemen, we need to keep moving.
Look at a nod.
I help myself stand up. Open the map once again. Okay, put it back in my pocket. There should be a building on top of the above over there. Should have some cover.
All right, on me, gentlemen. And I begin to I wait for a clearing in the noise, and then start bolting in that direction.
I run after Ratchet, holding onto my backpacks, the shoulder straps.
Ratchet, give me an easy roll.
Following suit after Ratchet and Jebediah, juggernauting behind them.
As I'm
Seven steps after the trench, a sound of a metallic click erupts, and a portion of the mud in front of Ratchet erupts. First as if it were boiling water, and then it comes out. Mud flies everywhere, as does shrapnel.
I stop on my tracks, fall on my behind. Ratchet! Ratchet!
Covered in mud, the shrapnel weak, spreads everywhere. Thrice recycled shrapnel, all manners of different colors and shapes, blunt now.
My hand goes over my eyes, and I begin to stumble around.
I rush towards the location of Ratchet, pushing his body towards the floor. You're leaving too much of a profile. Get down.
Spitting mud out of my mouth. Dang it, Samson. I think I know what I'm doing. I'm still rubbing my eyes.
I still on the floor. I crawl over to Ratchet. How are you? Are you hurt?
I can't see worth a lick. Slinging mud out still. I need a rag. Somebody give me a clean rag.
Here. I pull out a very dirty rag. Here, you can have my...
I make some room for Jebediah to reach over.
Sharpshooter Will, screaming in the distance, waving his hand, showing his rifle, then pointing to a direction to the west.
My vision clearing. My head snaps to the west.
He quickly gets himself on a sandbag, aims, and he actually shoots around. To the west, a group of 4 men hunched over, carrying clubs, their uniforms even in worse condition, painted in mud walkers. One of the rounds
with the gunshot
goes wide.
They're scared. This is our chance to run through. Let's make a break for it. Can you run, Ratchet?
Yes, I think I'm fine. I'm not too hurt. Let's go.
I will actually take charge and take off.
I stand
Rushing.
up and run after Samson.
An old, hollowed out
Jeb.
building rising up to the sky, despite the many craters around it. The building Jebediah pointed to. In the ground, under it, the entrance to several different ratways and tiny trenches dug under the building.
There,
Approaching fast.
We'll be safe from crossfire.
Without a word, I'm rushing towards that entrance at top speed.
Still slinging the last little bit of shrapnel from off of my face. I approach the door.
Under the building, darkness, no longer covered by the light of the boiler. Pure blackness erupting all around.
I'm still shaking. It's very dark in here. But I have a thing. I pull out a tube. I crack it. Start shaking it. Soon, green light start emanating from the stick.
The green lights a pale face, the face of death, staring up at the sky, still clutching dried blood from its wound, bled out some time ago, still not turned to bone or rot.
And I fall back once again, start dragging myself. I drop the glow stick on its feet.
My knees getting bumped, but Jebediah leaned down to grab his shoulders. It's all right. He's gone already. He will be no threat.
That wasn't here. Last time. I make myself up, stand up.
I walk past, approaching the body, and I reach down and I grab the chem light, hold it up at the face. You said
Not the
this
face of
wasn't here
anyone.
before.
Not the face of anyone from your trench.
Yes. I now approach it. Like, no, yeah, definitely not here before. I immediately start following his pockets.
Have they taken his boots?
I bring the light down towards his feet, inspect his footwear.
In bad condition like all the rest, but not taken. That would be the first thing one would take.
They're still here. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
But maybe one of ours got him? Oh, found something. I pull out of a pocket a undistinguished block of something. I smell it.
Imagine Bill does tell me every few weeks we're gaining some ground, push forward some trench lines, but then we lose them again. The line, it just won't shift. Maybe we got them a week ago or something. I scratch my head, thinking.
The block Jebediah had a piece of steel. Small, but there's a part that can be flicked off, opened.
I'm immediately digging with my dirt-encrusted fingernails, trying to see how it works.
Opening an ancient lighter. Looks well used.
Hey, check this out, Ratchet. I'm like, hand quivering, I hand it over.
I take it from his grasp. Well, I'll be damned. I haven't seen these things in forever. And I flick, and nothing happens. Here, and I begin to dig into my toolkit. I got something for this.
Easy roll.
I take up position at the door, realizing we are behind enemy lines, keeping an eye to the outside.
I'm digging around in my pack, 10mm socket, 1/4 inch. I pull out a patinaed shell of an old lighter. Y'all keep looking around for stuff. I'm gonna try to fix this thing up. And I pull out the flint.
I look at Samson. I'm a bit worried. It's too dark. We're the only source of light here. Trying to look into the darkness.
Strange
Go ahead,
machinery.
Jebediah. I can hold the doorway. If we are lucky, they did not notice us passing. But I can't have them catch us off guard. Readying my club.
Strange machinery spreads across the dark. Every time the light moves, it reveals more machinery underneath. Some strange building. Filled with machines, yet none of them working. Give me a hard scavenge check.
Me?
Roll twice.
Yeah.
Picked clean. Even the heavy machines have drag marks on the floor. By the millions of people before. The generations that picked this part of the world clean.
Yeah, Richard, I don't know. I'm a bit uneasy here. We should get moving. We can stay. We can hug the wall. Safe.
I press the two pieces of the lighter back together, and with a flick, a small flame burns. I say, bingo. Flick it closed. Let's go.
We could make our ways to the roof of the building. There might be some shrubs growing. We can use it later on. Make a torch of some sort. I'm looking towards Jebediah's lights, now catching up with them as they're delving deeper.
I put the light on my belt, so I don't have to hold it with my hands. We can hug that eastern wall. We can't be flanked.
Good idea, Jib. And I slowly creep my way over towards the eastern wall, hugging it.
Watch out your head over here. There's some pipes here. I'm like ducking.
Clanking my head loudly against one of the pipes. Ah! Hunching down.
I roll my eyes and say, "Dadgummit, Samson. Be more careful. Come on."
Yes, sir.
Through the breach, finally the feeble rays of light coming through the dark clouds comes in, bathing this part of the ancient building in light. Vines grow around it, some of them already picked, some newer. And flying around through the bombed out windows is a small bird, a rare sight.
I stop on my tracks, mouth agape, looking at the bird. Look at that, guys. I point. Steamy breath.
I put my hand into my fur-covered jacket, grab a stone, and throw it at the bird.
Roll hard.
You roll twice.
I believe a failure.
Quick. Already multiple times I've been trying to be caught. This bird just flies off.
Oh, dang it. Well, Rats is still pretty good, though.
Scrap. That was our meal for the night. I'm sorry, Ratchet. I can't shake my head. Stumbling over my words. Disappointed.
I put a hand on his shoulder and I say, "Oh, don't worry about it, son. We'll we got bigger fish to fry."
I got the rations for us. Don't worry, Simpson.
Crestfallen face, trying not to argue.
Don't worry, Fred. You'll have plenty of opportunities to split some skulls. I believe it.
The faint sound of squelching mud around the building can be heard.
Shh.
I get the glow stick, take it out of my belt, and I yank it where the light is entering. Darkness covering us.
The darkness opens. A human wearing an old, worn uniform his skin stained with mud. A mudman, a trenchless man, looking, holding the chair of the leg of an old chair.
I cling to the wall and try to hide in the shadows.
The men see the light, and he rushes in. He grabs the light, looks at it, desperately trying to figure out what it is, unknowing. Angry, he throws it at the floor, and it keeps shining. He grabs it again, puts it through the light of the sun to see if there's anything inside.
I'm frozen in place, part shock, part not knowing what to do.
I'm frozen as well. In darkness, looking at the light as the man fumbling with it.
My hand reaches into my tool bag and grabs the large pipe wrench that I keep, my prized possession, and try to silently take it out from the rest of the tools.
He looks at the light, and his eyes begin following the arc that the light came from, and he begins approaching, not yet seeing the three.
Realizing what my job is shake myself out and attempt sneak up towards the creature. My rifle held over my head.
Roll. Roll twice.
Careful footsteps, avoiding the loose rebels on the floor and any crunching. Getting closer to the light.
He is off guard, still following the path. His head open for strike, if one wishes.
I aim for the back, between the shoulders. A heavy thud, and then push on top of him to press him on the floor, keeping my weight over him, my knee into his back.
The mudman grunts, falls to the floor. His weapon flies off. That old wooden club, and he begins fighting, struggling. Sound of saliva in his mouth as begin pushing air through his teeth.
I run up behind him, wrench in hand, and I shout, "Jebediah, watch the door. Let me know if anyone else comes in." And I at the back of his head.
Success.
I'll make one of those a 6.
Struggling with the body, telling him, "Shh, quiet, keep it down, will ya?" Clearly not listening to my commands.
I run over to the large entrance, trying to see if anyone else is coming.
The sounds of squelching around the building. No one can see why. A tribe of trenchless had surrounded it. There seems to be at least 12.
Oh, there's more! I speak a bit loud enough so they can hear.
Eyes wide, looking to Ratchet as the body goes limp underneath me.
Say, "How many more?" As I reach for the chair leg.
There's about a dozen, half a dozen. And I run back to to where I was, to running towards the shadows.
I look towards the door. See a couple of them are approaching. Say, Samson, you got any bullets for that rifle, son?
We should hide. We should hide and let them walk through. We should save the bullets.
The chambering of a bullet can be heard, greenly illuminated of the steel barrel, sliding it in and loading it, pulling the bolt action back.
Through the door, the faint green light of the glow light, several mudmen looking over the door frame. They make the same sound, pushing saliva through their teeth. One of them hops in front of the door frame and begins running through it.
I aim and take a shot.
The man does not trust that the weapon will fire. He just keeps running. His eyes become white as soon as he hears it first. He looks down, not believing what he himself has seen, holds and falls down backwards, and at the sound of a gunshot, all of the other men scamper. They all scream fire, and they start running and running, falling through one another to get away.
I start running after them, yelling out, Scammer! Leave us alone, you bastards!
Families separate, younger children separating from their mothers as they run through the mud.
Send some. Wait. They're running away.
I
Not hearing Jebediah with the echoes of the bullets still covered, making it difficult to hear.
I run after him, trying to catch up to him. I spin him around. I say, Samson, we got a mission. We got a job to snap out of it, son. We got a job to do. Remember the mission. Come
what?
I'm walking.
Sir, I cannot hear. What are you saying, sir?
My hand holds onto the rifle. I sort of point it down to the ground. I say, meaning, focus on me. Remember, we're going.
Walk over to both of them.
Speaking louder than a whisper. Yes, sir!
The thrill of an old soldier shooting a weapon for the first time. Many speak of the adrenaline of it. The power that one feels with holding a firearm. And the mudman stops struggling on the floor and just lets go, dying much in the same way that the previous soldiers had died there.
Richard, this is bad. He fired the gun. Our position is not safe anymore.
I turn back to him. I think you're right, son. What's that map of yours say? Where to?
I see both of them looking at the map, turn towards the body, and kneel down to take the bullet out.
Two possible paths in the map. There is an old trench called the Cheese Trench. A generation or two ago, there was trade between the two trenches before the shelling got worse and they could no longer talk. The other path is through an old forest.
We've got two options here. You have one in the open and another one that is an old segway of the trench. Both will be pretty much the same distance.
And both have their risks and rewards. Well, I grew up in the woods. I reckon I feel as comfortable there as anywhere. Samson?
Eyes wide open. You want to go out in the open?
Plenty of shadows in the trees.
Pulling my blood-covered hand back out of the from the ribs, pulling out a bent casing. Of the bullet. Looking towards Ratchet, hearing my name again. The ringing stopped.
I look around. Samson, we gotta go. We got two options: the woods or another trench. I like the sound of the woods. What do you think?
We should act now. I like the idea. I pocket the spent casing.
Shaking my head, I adjust my Ushanka cap. So again, fine. We go to the woods then.
Put a hand on Jeb's shoulder. It'll be all right, son. I was raised in these woods.
I'm
just
shaking. Still shaking a bit. All right, we can go through the exit. The trench is probably very far away now.
Following Jebediah towards the light, the cocking of another bullet being loaded can be heard.
Give me a real quick second. I walk up to the entrance. There's a rusty door, half of a rusty door. I grab a little piece of rock, and I'm looking for something in the door. Like, here. I start etching a little thing. Okay. I put it back, a little piece of rock. Okay, we can go.
I take a mental note of that and tuck it away for later.
Point me in the direction. I can go first. Ready to bolt.
Just watch out from this part onward. There are a lot of collapsed trenches. We might have to basically walk over some hills.
Out of the trench, one long hill going up to the distance. No trenches cutting through it. Almost foreign land without trenches, untouched. The markings of boots on the mud start disappearing. Less and less people have ever made it this far.
Charging up the hill towards the woods, single-minded, ready to swing my rifle at any enemy entering my line of sight.
I take a moment of brief pause, seeing the change in landscape. I give a sigh. I say, it's almost peaceful, isn't it? As I continue along.
Eyes wide open. I nod a little nervously. Yeah. As I'm start going uphill, I'm looking both left and right.
From the top of the sky, the sun begins going down. And in the distance, a trail of light in the horizon going off, beautiful, like a shooting star. Then it descends in a halo of light in a faraway land. Then a few seconds pass, and another going off.
You've been at it again, huh?
After a few minutes, I calm down, realizing I'm not getting shot at, looking around, waiting on my companions, seeing the horizon, making a prayer to myself.
I carefully reach back and pull off the helmet I'm wearing. Sort of feel the fresh air on my balding head. I see the tree line off in the distance. I say, that's our path.
With a little bit of effort, I catch up. Yeah. It is. Just go downhill now and go into the woods where should it be safer, I think.
Do you have an idea how long it will take to reach the generator? The thing?
Putting up the map, unfolded it. Yeah, well, just across the woods there, another train should start, and from there it's pretty much a straight line to their side.
Look at Ratchet. You're the smart guy. We expect the fences, I suspect. What do we do?
I think we need to. I think we should use speed as our friend. I don't think they're expecting anybody to be coming this way. So if we stick to the shadows, we'll be getting the drop on them, so to speak.
Top of the hill, I take out my backpack, put on the mud. I take out my jacket, then I put on my backpack once again. Hey guys, we can check this out. I lay the jacket on the floor and I sit on top of it. I start like scooching myself over. It's much faster this way. And I start like skiing down on my better jacket down. Parafernalia on my backpack, like jiggling.
Wind flowing against your face. The hill begins growing further and further away as the bottom starts approaching, and bones strewn about. This place never picked clean.
It was always the same. I have a rough break and I roll over like 2 meters, look up hill and shaky hand. I raise a thumbs up.
Seeing the tumble, I give a curse under my breath. Say, "Come on, Samson, let's go check on him." I begin to swiftly run down the hill.
Following the path of Jebediah, the grass turns back to mud. Trying to slide down, but staying on my feet as much as I can to catch up.
Meanwhile, I'm shaking my coat, putting the backpack once again, looking over the bones. I start digging a half-buried corpse.
The bones, not cut, not shot, not ripped to pieces by artillery, instead gnawed on. Victims of the White Devils.
I shudder, looking back over, trying to see if I see them approaching.
I see the gnawed bones in Jeb's hands. I say, "We got to keep an eye open. We're in it now."
Reaching the other side, overhearing their talk. White devils. I thought they're just a myth.
They're not a myth. I have a nondescript, like, yellow bone on my hand. They're just, we don't let anything go to waste. Drop it down.
Let's I sort of scan the horizon and I say, we should get moving.
Standing up. Yeah. Let's go.
My face turning to stone at the fact of the gnawed on bones. This is why we fight. Following after Ratchet.
I have a...
The woods approaching. Churned up mud and trees. Most of them just skeletons. Tendrils of barks and wood shooting towards the sky. A faint few with greenery on them. Every dozen paces, an artillery shell. It forced the wood and the mud to churn together, becoming one. This one fibrous, hard to walk through patch of ground, and a layer of this whitish mycelium growing on top of it.
With every boom, I duck a bit and I hold fast into my cap, Shanka.
Seeing this white powder, I reach for that rag that Jeb gave me, cover up my face with it, turn back. Try not to breathe this, fellas. We don't know what it could do to us.
Huh? Oh, like the mustard gas, yeah. I start lifting some rags, some scarves over my mouth.
Smell of cleaning alcohol all around, emanating from the patches of mycelium. It smells flammable.
Having no such mouth protection, I hold my breath as I kneel down, picking through the wood to find any one of it dead and dry to use as a makeshift torch at a later point.
An old piece of hardwood, solidified, calcified, white under the mud, just the tip poking up, hard as rock.
Grabbing and pulling hard.
Comes out easily.
Sansom, why he's not covering his mouth? I'm sorry, Ratchet. He's not covering his mouth.
I look to Samson. Say, Samson, I'd recommend you do something, buddy. I don't trust this at all.
I start scooching over, like, to Samson.
Trying to shake the dust off the branch, knocking it against the floor. Hearing the others, I pull part of my jacket over my face as much as I can.
I backs to you, Samson. Here, I have another one. A bit bloodied rag, and I, excuse me, makeshift a mask.
Thank you.
Hand still covering with the rag. I say, I think they call them white devils for a reason. I think that this white powder has something to do with it.
I look at Ratchet, back at the branch, making the connection. Almost scared of it. Curses. Thought we could use a good torch. With the lighter working at all. I didn't think again. I hold my head. Disappointment.
Oh, no.
Well,
I have another one. I pull out another glow stick. This is my last one, but we have another one.
And I look down at the chair leg in my hand. Not all hope is lost, my friend. And I take the sleeve of my jacket, I pull on it and tear it off. Affix it to the end, start wrapping it around.
I let go of my foolish idea.
I extend a hand to Samson. Come on.
Okay.
I hand the chair leg, I reach it out to Jeb. I say, this may not work, but roll this around, roll the tip of this around and some of that white powder. I want to see something.
Just nodding, I run over to the white powder. With both hands, I start like digging, like twisting. Run over back to Ratchet. Mouth is still covered. Here.
With holding my breath, I open up the lighter, spawn the flame.
As soon as it happens, a flame erupts quickly, burning faster than lantern oil. A strong bluish flame.
I say, I heard of something like this happening with old corn silos, a powder fire, and I hold it to the tip of the chair leg, trying to burn it.
I look over to Ratchet. What is the silo?
It's well before our time, friend.
Hey, Ratchet, you said you've grown up in this part. I saw one of those mushroom caps. Do you think we can eat those?
I look over to it. Say, oh, God, no. I'll make you deader than a doornail.
Oh. God. I look really sad. Oh. Okay.
Dead.
The approaching flaming leg chair, just close enough to the mycelium covering it, makes the fire begin spreading quickly, as if it were TNT just burning through. Powder fire, little bits of white hot powder flying up and down, spreading through the floor all around, going down even to far away, catching a good part of the forest on fire.
Ratchet, what have you done?
I was worried that was going to happen. We got to move now.
I jump out of the way of one of the fuses, gliding past my leg, not to get caught up in it. Ugh!
Okay, then
we need to run.
Spreads far off. Many trees begin torching up like enormous candles.
Why is it blue, though? as I'm running, I'm like jumping over some gnarly roots.
It's got to be something with the chemical makeup. It's like a pilot light.
The warm ground easier to walk through, no longer sinking.
Running with the group. Whatever reason, it is a great distraction. Good work, Jebediah.
Distraction? If they live here, I think they know about this.
And if they live here, we're burning their house down. Keep running.
In the distance, different patches of wood. Some patches left unburnt. The others, like fuses going off.
Just a little bit more.
I squint my eyes. I squint my eyes and say, Ratchet, is that a flag? Pointing in the distance.
Through a clearing in the trees, I see something billowing in the wind. I think so.
A flag billows. The flagpole bent by a great explosion, but still standing, still fluttering. And out of this ridge and out of the forest is a literal mountain of brass. Little rifle brass casings used for money back in the trench. Now, this mountain of brass is made of brass casings as wide as a man holding his arms out. On the floor, a little piling up high, as tall as the hill the three climbed before.
My mouth agape, my speed slowing down, my eyes full of greed. I could feed a whole family with this.
I'm mouth agape as well, quivering. Wow, I've never seen so many in one place.
I'm dumbfounded at the sight. I say, well, whatever fired these things, I certainly wouldn't want to be in the way of it.
Well, why would they pile it here? I'm like approaching it, inspecting as if I was inspecting with my nose.
Half buried by individual brass casings on the ground, a track, not too old. An enormous track, as tall as 5 men standing shoulder to shoulder, then another on the other side. Tracks left by an ancient vehicle.
I keep muttering to myself. I mean, with that much wealth, Willow will finally accept my hand. I could raise a family. Like, start spinning off fantasies.
I turn to Samson. I say, hearing him sort of muttering under his breath, say, Samson, you take point. Keep an eye open, okay?
I'm clearly not hearing him.
I look confused at Samson. What do you mean?
Just like my father. Look towards Jebediah. A family. Something worth living for. My eyes start to well up. Said,
what do you mean? Not dying is worth living for. I invest in my backpack. And what if you have like 10,000 of these? Like, food still needs to come out of somewhere.
A hand on Samson's shoulder, I spin him back around. I say, Samson, you need to focus. All this money ain't gonna do us a lick of good if we're dead.
Yeah, try heating up us during harsh winter with these. You can't.
Like I said, slap him on the side. You're taking point.
I shake out of it. The stammering stops. I wipe my finger through the eye, catching a tear. Say, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Just, I shake my head. You're right. The generator will save our family, not some casings. Which way? Looking past the hill.
I take out the map and I hand it over to Ratchet. Maybe you wanna have a look now.
I take it. Say, give me that thing. I open it up, begin to compare the pathway to the mountain of brass in front of me. Look off. Looks like our lowest apex is over that way. Say, we take the path of least resistance.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Save energy.
Follow the point of his finger and lead the charge. Now, carefully moving with all the shell casings on the floor, trying to make the least amount of crunch as possible.
The getting further away from the brass mountain, the ground once more begins turning patchy with different shell holes, but flags keep appearing. The first was bent, then another in better shape, flying a strange triple color, and then a sound can be heard just behind the hill. And then on top of the hill is another flag, fluttering alone, nothing else. And then, even as night begins coming, a light appears behind the hill, with the sound of the boom of one of the massive guns is getting closer and closer.
I duck at the boom.
I throw myself on my stomach at the sound itself.
Crouching down, being shaken to my very core. Well, at least we know where the noise is coming from. There's got to be a way to turn that gun off.
But how? My father tried, and his father before him.
That's not our objective.
When opportunity presents itself, we got to capitalize. But you are correct. We have our mission. And I reach into my bag and I pull out a broken pair of sunglasses. Put them on. Where's this light coming from?
I don't know. I think you're both right. We need to reach that boiler. We have to get past this gun somehow, not be spotted.
We could look for some of their dad with some clothes on. If we have their colors, maybe we can go unnoticed.
I give pause for a second and I say, well, I'm not sure if uniforms are much of a thing anymore. Look around at our haphazard clothing. We may get lucky.
Cresting the hill, the massive barrel of the gun, another explosion as it lets out another shell. Still steaming, this shell, as wide as a man with his arms hanging out, falls down. The loud thud on the mud. The gun on top of tracks, enormous. And as far as the eye can see off in the distance, under the dark of night, like ants, trucks, each one bringing only 4 shells. so many vehicles moving. No single trench could ever have all of this. Well-regimented men are next to the gun, and the gun is parked not far from the trench. You would need to go through the gun and the men to be able to reach the trench you want to get to.
I just whisper under my breath, a nomad cannon.
I turn to Samson. What was that, son?
A nomad cannon. They travel. You never know where they are. This is why we can't catch them.
I'm eyes wide open, mouth agape once again. Oh, this is awful. There's no way we're gonna get through all that.
Check my bullets, see if they're still all in the red. Count them out. 1, 2. Where's the third one? Dig a bit deeper and pull it out. 3. Check the chamber. The fourth one.
I scan the well-oiled machine that is this base. I look around and I see a guard outpost on the outskirts. I think that's our key, gentlemen. It's our way in the door.
Start nodding or like frantically. All right, all right.
I will try not to shoot. We need to get out of here, after all. As soon as I fire, all hell will break loose.
Well, let's hope that with how well stocked these folks here are, maybe their guards have some firepower as well. You never know. We may get lucky.
My eyes light up at the idea. Lead the way, Jebediah.
Oh, me? I'm like looking at both of you.
You're quick as a weasel and silent as an owl.
Oh man. Okay. I start walking like low to the ground, hugging the wall. Okay. I'm assuring myself, like, yeah, okay.
You got this.
Their small camp, constructed fences, barbed wire, a single guard tower. The guard is watching. From one side to another, his face obscured by a gas mask. He's carrying a strange gun without any bits of wood, made of metal.
Like, I hug the wall with my back even. Well, not hug it. I go back to the wall and I make stop, wait, a gesture. Like, and they're just like, look.
My head kind of peeks through or around, and I see the men and the strange weapons they're carrying. I lean back, look over to Samson.
I lean closer in to hear his whispers. What do you want me to do?
They have some sort of strange weapon, it seems. Not a lick of furniture on it. I think if we can get a hold of it, we can have some fun.
I might be able to climb the tower, take him out.
Wait. I'm like, look around. If you time your shot with a bombshell, You might take him out without us being noticed.
I nod. I turn to Ratchet. I will need you to do the counting for me.
Another loud thump, and the ground shakes. And I say, I can do that.
I'm not at both of them. Nervously.
I crawl up to Jebediah's location and get my rifle ready. See if I can get a clear eyeline, iron sight on the guard, and slow down my breath. Just hearing the counting of Ratchet in the background.
I begin to count down.
Roll.
Bam. Struck. Blood splatter. The helmet flying off wildly. A body disappearing under the railing.
And the world was still once more, as if nothing ever happened.
I'm like clearly relieved. Like, no, just duck and crawl over under the barbed wire.
I put my fingers through the chain link and give a stiff pull. Say, Samson, give me a hand here. Lifting up on it.
Reaching over. Helping him out.
Get under there, Jeb.
I take out my backpack and slid it through first and crawl after. Okay.
And I say, Samson, you got this?
I nod, my rifle pinched under my elbows, underneath my torso as I trench crawl through.
And I, pressing the chain link over me, I lay down on the ground and I lift up enough to get underneath.
It's of sharp metal, inevitably cut into the arms, but too little to hurt.
My exposed arm is nicked and sliced. It hurts.
I help Ratchet stand up, ignoring the wounds as ordinary thing.
At this point, a light shines through, illuminating the back of the gun, not enough to illuminate where the three are. A half-track truck, one of the ones in the trail, stops. Two men come down. There's a smaller vehicle, little crane, grabs one of the enormous shells, and they begin going towards the gun.
Into the tower, quick.
I get his mask.
Oh. I reach.
Hearing the words, as we scoot past, I grab for the mask and yank it off the head.
The man slumped over, falls to the side, dead instantly, not even knowing what hit him. The mask comes off. He has a beard, is incredibly clean, well-fed. Strange to be for a man to be seen like that. His weapon is strangely made of entirely metal, and this strange magazine sticks out of it. And he has two other magazines on him.
I grab the weapon and hold it towards Ratchet, then the magazines.
I wield the weapon.
This weapon is unknown to any service manual to be found in the trench or anywhere close to it.
I'm looking at it with like frowning. What is that? Never seen any like this.
I look it over. The magazine is thin and box-like. There's a handle on the side that is locked back. It's got an odd round shape to the back end. There's no wooden stock. It's like wire almost, thin metal. I'm not quite sure.
Wait a second.
30 shiny rounds inside the magazine.
I reach back into one of my pockets and I pull the previous chunk that I've gotten from the first dead man we found. I put it next to the gun. Is it the same material?
Compare the two. Samson, you know about these things. At least you know how to use a gun. Does this look familiar to you at all?
I look it over and I say, Bill's stories. They got some kills back and forth, holding the line. I mean, we looted them, but none of it was any different than ours. Not at the front line. This is different. But your man on a tower holding something, it's a gun, all right. It will kill.
The lighter and the gun of the same shiny uniform form of steel. Any recycled steel will never look as clean and stainless as that one.
Put back
That's something else.
Metallic chunk.
I say, well, Samson, how about you take this nice piece of gear and give me that old rusted out hunk of junk you got?
Look down at the rifle and reverently reach it over to him, together with my pouch of a dead rat with the other 3 casings. 3 bullets and 2 casings inside.
I take it. I place the pouch in my tools. The clank. Kind of wipe.
But by the way, Sam, did you see if the blue fire was still roaring?
Look at the horizon line.
Up there in the tower, could you see it?
The tops of some trees still wilting out those little burning, white hot pieces of powder, like sparkling candles in the distance.
Some of it is still going, Jeb. Start examining the gun more carefully, seeing if I can identify the mechanisms to trigger it to belch out death.
Roll with 2 dice. There's a strange knob on the gun, as if it were a door handle. One points to an X, the other points to 1 bullet, then the other one points to 3 bullets spaced out, and the other one points to 5 bullets close to one another.
Confused at the symbols of 5 bullets. The symbol's clear enough, but the meaning making no sense to me. I click it over all the way, hearing the ratcheting of the gun inside. This machine is smart.
Coming from the entrance of the gun, a countdown. Someone counting in the same language, but in a strange accent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Aim the gun to the sky, like unknowing what's going to happen.
A light erupts and the cannons fire once again. This close to it, everything shakes. The tower rattling.
I fall on my knees, like holding the flaps on my shirt against my ears, like.
The man's body seemed to have ear covers.
I kneel down and I grab the ear covers off of his body and I hand him over to Jeb. Say, let me see that weapon there, Samson.
I grab it.
I can't hear Ratchet. I'm just looking at the gun, seeing it did not fire, realizing it was a massive cannon outside. Like, shaking my head. What was I thinking?
I sidle up next to Samson, looking at what he's looking at. I try to make sense of the markings.
I'm yelling over to Ratchet, talking normally, of course, saying, "This is saying that it's going to count down the cannons from 5. I don't know how."
I slap a hand over his mouth, say,
The men are driving back the strange crane vehicle over to the truck, but he stops hearing something. Looking back, doesn't have enough time. She says, "When is the team gonna come back from investigating that damn fire?" And he asks, and someone responds from inside. He climbs on the back of the truck, and they begin driving off the half track.
I say, the X means no bullets. 1 bullet means 1 bullet. The 3 bullets means a lot of bullets.
I'm looking over like at both of them, like removing one of the earmuffs. What about the one with the 5?
Impossible. Guns can't do that.
I've certainly never seen it before.
I'm perplexed. I look at the ground.
I noticed next to the markings, there's an engraving. Says Machina Pistol 40. Say, I think we should keep moving.
I look at the engraving, saying to myself, "Nice tattoo." Holding the gun closer to the ground, follow after Jebediah. We shall move.
I grab the mask, stand up, and resume walking. You guys want to wear the mask? Whoever is in front should wear it.
I say, give it to Samson, and I reach for the jacket that the guard was wearing. I say, you should probably wear this too. He's the biggest out of the 3 of us.
I hand over the mask.
Start taking the mask, putting it on. However, the latching works, like halfway attached to my face, not correctly. Getting some help with the straps. Throwing off my jacket with multi-patch furs, sewn together by hand. Taking the refined, polished blue jacket with an inlay that is comfortable and warm. Confused. Taking it on. Nodding at the others. Ready to take the lead. Muffling through the mask itself.
Oh, you look just like the guy.
a muscle straining the jacket itself.
Steps, someone approaching. Boots down on the mud, slushing it around, getting closer to the tower, going around the gun.
I hear something.
I drop to the ground.
I cling to the wall. I say, Samson, act natural.
Man wearing a trench coat, officer's cap, pistol on his side, metallic the same way that the other gun is. Gas mask too. Gunther? Any reports, Private Gunther?
I'm still walking in the direction we established before. I stop at the noise of the man turning towards him and speaking out. No, sir. I'm waiting for the advance team to return from the fire.
Roll. Easy roll. You caught a cold, Gunther. It is not discipline to try and hide your illness just to stay in post. I must ask you to come to the mess hall with us. They're serving casserole tonight.
On the floor, when I hear casserole, my mouth like.
I'm stammering my words, apologizing. Sorry, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, sir.
It is not sir.
Not knowing what to do. Yes, Lieutenant.
He notices something is weird and takes a few steps closer. The only human part of the eyes coming through the hole in the gas mask. He approaches. His eyes are wide. He starts looking around, creeping back and forth as he approaches. Noticing that something is weird, he is about to reach for a pistol.
The shadows hiding me beside the door. As he walks in, I rear back with the butt of the rifle at the base of his neck, try to knock him out.
Spotting Ratchet's shadow moving, I ready myself to catch the body if possible from not hitting the floor.
He, caught off guard, is easily hit.
Standing up.
Swinging my arms underneath his hooking the armpits.
Not enough to knock him out. He's hit in the back of the head and falls forward. He is grabbed by you and he grabs you back. He tries to reach for a dagger as his mouth opens, and at first he screams.
I put one as a priority, one hand for his mouth, not noticing the dagger.
The hand catches on the gas mask, but can't quite get to his mouth. Muffled screams, not too loud. He grabs a dagger and tries to swing it at your back.
Pain coursing through my body.
He pulls the blade back, but it catches on the canteen and twists to the side. Tries to pull it back and hit it again.
I'm standing up now. I'm running over to the guys, holding the chunk of steel in my hand, and try descending it on top of the lieutenant's head.
With difficulty to defend himself, he'll try to spin for Samson to be on the way. Ooh. This man, hearing more so than seeing, twists his body, forces Samson's body on the way. Hit the back of Samson. One strike.
I see what I've done.
One hand pulls the door, trying to shut it, not really giving too much care towards it. With the other hand, the rifle still in tow, and I try to swing it down back at him.
Finally. Real quick, he can't defend again, right? Can he roll armor?
They're actually not supposed to roll armor at all.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna roll.
That's only 4 players, if I understood it right.
Yep. I thwap him. His body goes limp. Heavily breathing.
Richard, I'm sorry. He flipped and.
It's all right. It's Samson. You okay?
I'm fine. Adrenaline rushing through my body, not noticing the trickle of blood starting to cover the insides of my back, of the jacket, on the backside.
Dang.
A spotlight shoots out light. Begin turning it towards the other tower. Towards you.
I look over. Oh no! They're gonna see that he's missing.
I grab the hat. I put it onto Jebediah's head, and I say, "Poke your head out the door, son."
I try to pull the body behind one of the steel pillars of the watchtower, wrapping it up so it is out of the line of sight of the big light.
One man already holding the strange metallic weapon, looking, sees the officer's cap, squints. He just nods, afraid of the officer. Turns the light off.
I'm frozen. Like, I look like I turn my whole body at Ratchet, shaking my head. Worked.
You got balls of steel, son. And I kneel down. I grab the odd sidearm the gentleman was wielding. Just doesn't look like a Colt. The thin barrel, strange, almost triangular shape to the overall body of it.
Why do they've got? They have things we don't have.
They got a lot of things we don't have. Where are they getting this from?
But what we do have is to move. I leave the body alone, walking back to the drag marks, looking for the knife. Jebediah, this should be useful for you.
Oh, yes, thank you. I run over, grab it. But we should drag their bodies over to the corner.
Good thinking.
I obey his command without second thought.
Start pulling stuff over. I pull off the mask, the gas mask from the lieutenant's head. Put it on myself. One of the eye holes is busted. It'll do.
The gun fires once more, returning to its normal activity.
We gotta move, and quick. These disguises are only gonna get us so far.
I start marching, adapting the walking style of the lieutenant as he approached me, as much as I can.
Follow suit.
As do I. Give my best attempt at a...
I missed this. Where are you guys going?
To look at Jebediah. Which way was it? You said like low to the low to the ground.
Well,
Something like that.
That's always best. The generator should be over that way, way up ahead.
Just straight north from the gun. A trench and little signs dug next to the trench. Careful, Visserwürfen. Achtung, Visserwürfen.
I look at the signs, unable to read anything, nodding to myself.
I see the bright red the bright red triangles and the red markings and the yellow, and I say, this has to be the place. Whatever it is, they don't want folks in here.
I'm a bit uneasy. I don't know. There could be traps.
I shake my head. I don't think so. They wouldn't place traps nearby the gun. We are far away from the trench line.
Well, in any case, and I sort of brush the dirt off of my shoulder and I say, we should still be careful. Keep your eyes peeled. And try not to talk so much.
The whole trench and the bunker, a strange facsimile of home, built in the same model, exactly the same entrance, the same dimensions, the same building. Like a stranger trying to create a memory, the place out of your memory, but dark, without life, without light.
Feeling
that torch right now, I say to myself.
Feeling homesick, my hand brushing along the walls of its structured buildings, knowing exactly where every rebar would stick out.
This sense of familiarity fills my heart as like second nature. I'm passing through the corridors. Strange.
I'm trying to act as natural as I can, fixing my posture, thinking to myself, act like a commander, trying to adjust my posture.
Just down the main entrance, the atrium, the heart of all the people of your old trench, sitting regimented in chairs, 200 folks looking forward, all skeletons, some in different stages of collapse. One of the poisonous gas canisters open, 3 of them, all dumped into that room. They all got gassed and only their bones remain. But it seems like someone put the gas inside the room themselves, and they were all sitting just around it.
Look at that wretched. He's speaking under the mask of the lieutenant. That's odd. Maybe could be punishment.
Either that or escape.
I take my helmet off, holding it close to my heart, whispering a prayer into the gas mask, staying with me and me alone.
Anyhow, we have our masks, and I think the gas is being long gone now.
I think you're right. Well, we're in the belly of the beast, so keep your eyes open. Pistol ready.
Out of the center of the atrium, doors open to all sides. A few doors long opened. What should be the armory, the old infirmary, all picked clean. Those were opened, and they're still on their hinges. The doors to the dormitories are all gnawed on, as if like a wild beast clawed through it.
Disregarding most signs, a bit confused about the gnawings, I push towards where I suspect a boiler to be like at home. The engineering room should be at the far back, where it's most protected.
I'm looking over my back, slowly following Ratchet.
I continue towards the back. Pistol at the ready, seeing the odd markings on the door. I'm searching around.
A long hallway. Zigzag to prevent bunker busters of collapsing the whole thing. In the distance, just around a corner, a strange hunchback white figure, tiny little tufts of hair standing on its back as it hears something. It turns back and its red eyes stare back, a mouth full of teeth. It charges forward, two more behind it.
I do not blink. I aim my death machine towards the creature. The dial turns to the 5-bullet marking and hold down the trigger.
I duck behind Ratchet.
Never have so many shots been fired before in one place. Brass keeps ejecting out and bullets keep coming out, and the whole corridor is just riddled with holes, as are the creatures. One of them manages to get a bit close before falling down right at your feet. But the sound of their screeching can be heard from all around as the sound of the bullets deafens the area.
Pistol at the ready. I fire off many shots at one of them, the one that's following behind.
Two behind now.
I'll make that a 6.
One of them is hit. It severs off one of its legs, but it keeps crawling forward. It shrieks, and as it does, more of them shriek behind.
I duck behind Ratchet. I yell, "Trench ghouls! Trench ghouls!"
My eyes wide, looking at the gun, the first burst, hitting the others, just landing in the ceiling before I push my second hand on the machine pistol and push it back down again, eliminating the threats of a fray in front of us. Letting go of the trigger. I didn't know. It just kept going.
The armory straight down. But from the corners, 2 corridors on either side, more of these things peek their heads out. 2 behind and 4 in front.
Samson, I need you to clear a path for me. We got to get to that generator now.
Determination over my face. I push forward. Now steadying my gun with both hands, aiming it towards the creatures. I feather my trigger finger more, getting a feeling for it.
I get up and I let Sansom go in front of me, so I'm in the back.
All bullets come out, hitting the ceiling, missing the creatures on one of the corridors. One of the creatures comes from the back, the same thing that was hit on one of its legs. It's crawling forward, trying to get a bite, lunging at Ratchet.
Seeing it come at me, I rear back my leg and I try to give it a swift kick to the mouth. Not really, just kicking it out of the way.
Its head crushed. There's still one behind and 4 to the front. Jebediah.
I do a quick spin, like taking out my backpack and try hurling towards it to see if I can slow it down or throw on top of him.
In an enclosed space, the backpack catches on the wall.
He falls back with the weight of the full backpack, putting him on the ground. Do something!
After the bust to the ceiling, Samson, the gun begins clicking. Click, click, click.
My eyes shift away from the wolves to the gun. With an iron will, I march towards them as I pull on the magazine and yank it out with brute force. Grab another one, jam it in, jiggle it around to figure out until it clicks in place.
One of the things bursts out from the front, from the left corridor, another one behind it, and it lunges, its teeth bared, reaching for your arm. Armor.
A hit for him.
Bites into the arm, shakes its head back and forth before falling down on itself. 1 strike.
My gun, my pistol, whips around, and I say, "That's my friend, you bastard!" And I blast off a shot at it.
A hit and a kill.
I blow it away. It rolls off. I say, Samson, are you okay?
I yell out a guttural cry. Rage. Holding down the trigger finger towards the other 2 beasts still charging towards me. Meeting them halfway. Leaving a trail of bullet casings and holes across the corridor, several of them penetrating the wolves.
Just like the first charge, this enclosed space.
Dealing an extra strike as I take some myself.
In this enclosed space, the first one gets downed, and as soon as it does, the hail of bullets continues, relentless, killing the next one behind it. 1 is still behind and 1 in front. The one in front is seeing the carnage, and it begins whining and running away the other direction. A hole in the concrete, it begins digging, trying to get out. The one behind, not seeing the carnage, keeps charging forward, leaping at Ratchet. It misses the leap, but as it passes around, it manages to bite at the chest, just below the rib cage, gnawing and shaking, literally hanging off of Ratchet by its mouth.
Gun butt, whacking at it.
I run, seeing Ratchet being beaten. I run over and try to throw my weight against the creature.
The gun on its head, it drops. Then Jebediah comes and
I push it out of the way and crush it against the wall.
Full weight against the wall. Its spine breaks. It tries to get up, but only its front legs working. it gives up.
I quickly like scoot out of the way, like, ugh.
Stomping after the white devil, trying to run away, digging a hole, having held down the trigger finger before. The weird way I'm holding this gun, the barrel itself red hot and having burned into my hand, I pull it off like, never experienced this before with a gun. And I throw vicious punches towards the creature instead, smashing it with the gun, with my hands, with my knuckles.
One of the punches. Oh yeah, one of the punches smashing his head against the wall, and it drops down unconscious. The compound goes silent once more.
Heavy breathing, arm on my side. Generator. I gotta get this daggum generator. And I start kind of hobbling my way.
Their generator room filled to the top with coal on one side and the boilers on another. That small hatch the commander opened, still filled with coal and different engine parts. Literally everything one could wish for.
I pick back my backpack, fasten it to my back. Okay. Are you guys okay? Are you good?
I'm still roaring in anger, having pulled the devil out of the hole. It was halfway through, flipping it around and mashing its skull into a pulp. Blood splatters everywhere. Teeth caught up on my knuckles.
I look just a bit disgusted at Samson.
I look over and then back to Jeb. I say, I think I'll be all right. Jeb, I need your help getting this compressor off. And I reach in, I grab a wrench.
Yeah. I drop my backpack close to your feet. Yeah, the smaller pieces can fit my backpack. I try helping. What do you need me to do?
I'm starting to climb up the concrete platform that the boiler is on. Say, on the other side, there should be a nut that you need to unscrew. I call out, Samson, get in here. Get over here.
Samson doesn't react for a good minute, stuck, punching the creature away. I'm not responding to any verbal commands.
I start opening up a panel on one side to get access to the compressor.
I'm unscrewing the bolts.
When the nut comes off, I push this heavy metal panel, it bang, 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 on the ground. I say, there are 2 valves. We got to cut them both off so we can get this compressor. That way we don't get blasted with hot steam. And
okay.
Turn the red handle.
Okay. Putting my weight on it, I turn it out of the way.
I turn mine as well.
At this point, mulching has stopped and Samson getting back up on his feet, looking around. Walking towards Ratchet, looking how he can help out.
Larger crescent wrench now affixed on the compressor. Start to, little by little, say, Samson, this may take a little while. I need you to keep watch, okay? Jeb, do the same thing on the other side of this compressor. And I slide across a big set of pliers.
I grab them with both hands and start repeating the process.
Covered in blood and gore, I respond, "Yes, sir." Leaving bloody fingerprints on the gun, turning the knob to 3 bullets, holding down the corridor.
Continuing to unscrew it, the hot steam hissing out as the seal is broken.
A strange sound comes from next to Samson. A strange yapping. A hole dug into the coal.
My head turning around, not expecting there to be a hole. Pointing my gun, looking carefully at the glint, at the white, at anything.
Dug into the coal, a small nest, 3 baby white devils, covered in coal and dust. One of them developed enough to have its eyes open, looking around from side to side, yipping.
I reach down, grab it by a leg, and pull it out into the air.
It does not even fight back.
It's a young.
Unscrewing. What's that racket? What's going on, Samson? Here, Jeb, tighten that one up.
My mask is a bit steamy, and I try to dry it and grab it. Following orders.
I carefully inspect it, unsure if I'm dealing with a coyote or a malformed human. It's a quiz to me. Lifting its limbs carefully, trying not to break it for once.
Its 2 siblings crawling. One of them desperately trying to open its eyes, unable to.
The compressor now off. Set it in front of Jeb and say, "Put that in your bag there, son."
Yes. I grab it, climb down the blue platform, adjusting it in my backpack inside.
All pieces of the vital machine to the trench collected. New life found. And I think we'll end it here.
Yeah.
Cool.
We have to. It's way too long.
We're getting to the time limit.
No! Can I have one more scene, or is it over?
Of course. Go right on ahead.
My hands absent-mindedly putting onto the heads of the crawling young ones, petting them without even thinking about it, placing the other one on the floor. Because I don't know what they are, but they do look mutated. Red fingerprints in the fur.
I love that.
Sweet.
I'm sorry, I needed my last words. I don't know. I feel bad about it now.
I was hoping that you gave them. Yeah, I like this idea. Yeah, Samson is like destruction, but I love the idea of him fighting like the pups, right? Because maybe he goes like all in destruction, kills them too. Like I was hoping like you'd bring one with you.
Yeah.
What a strange, interesting universe I think we created. That was pretty cool.
That was interesting.
That was awesome.
I was half expecting you, Zonalar, to go. I put one hand on their head and I pet it, and then I squeeze.
Look, all I'm saying is, you gave me that minute to get it all out of my system, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have.
It came after the scene, right? But I love how you described the damage you took by like holding the barrel It was like red hot.
Yeah.
Because you use the ability that deals damage to you when you attack, right?
Exactly.
That was so cool.
Yeah, that was.
But I got all the enemies. So you describe. I'm not getting scratched. What else is happening? Like I do. Oh yes, the barrel goes so hot. I've never experienced this before.
Yeah.
I'm holding the gun all wrong.
That's great.
I love how like at the start I give you guys like 3 bullets and then I think later 4. But like you find the gun with like like 2 magazines, like 90 bullets.
Full armor.
That's like finding like a magic sword in D&D, right? Like
exactly.
if you bring it back to the bunker, it'd be like a magical old weapon.
Why does this sword light on fire every time it strikes? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. I really like Jebediah's character, like the skittishness. He almost played like a goblin. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Can't get away from it.
Yeah.
God damn it, Nicolas!
Yeah.
You being a one-trick pony!
But Ratchet is a techie, just like your last character, too, Uriah.
Yeah.
There you go. I was not thinking about a goblin or anything. I was just thinking of a guy like
strength to survive.
Yeah, like being a little neurotic made him survive this long, you know. So,
so my favorite
I loved it.
Were like your deadpan humor. Like that was really cool. Like, oh look, guys, he's dead, and he just like smiles and like the awkward laugh. That was so good, man. Like the
really nice.
Was really good.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. There were a couple of moments. I think there were a couple of scenes where we kind of got lost, or at least it felt like that to me, where it felt like we were just kind of like looking at one another. What do we want to do? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
I felt that in the scene with the like trenchless, like the mud walkers.
Yeah.
Because I described them like slushing around the building. But like, and then Nicolas described him like tossing the light. It was like, oh, okay, so maybe it's like one of them that got inside the building, right?
Yeah.
I thought they were getting inside. They were like outside and they were getting in after the other guy. That's what I understood.
I think I described it like sloshing around the building.
Like,
in my head, they were outside at first until the lights and the one guy that we subdued. Yeah, then I thought, oh, that they're trying to get in. I have to start shooting.
Yeah, I took it as we had the one that walked in, and all the rest of them were surrounding the building from outside. That's the way I took it.
Oh yeah. That's where it went organically, because Jebediah was like throwing a light. It was like, okay, maybe one of them got in, and Jebediah listened to that one inside, and that's fine.
Oh, it's a cat. I'm hunting the laser pointer. It was adorable until we killed it.
That's the thing, though, right? But, we managed to stay, to keep that in character, and ultimately, I think we built a cooler scene out of it. I like the encounter with the trenchless because there's like a bit of sadness there, because the trenchless are just people that don't change the end.
Well, that's what I was thinking at first, because you had the white devils, and I'm like, okay, well, I kind of mixed the two together. I thought the trenchless were the white devils, that sort of vibe. And then I thought the white devils were the bad guys we were fighting anyways. But
I love that though, because like the white devils is also a great nickname for the enemies. That's what you call them. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's literally more like a Fallout mutated creature that survived, or it's just like they don't have any pigmentation. They're just wolves.
I was imagining
how Nick said trench ghouls when you guys started fighting, like in the last encounter.
That's what he was saying.
Another cool name. But that's cool.
It was real good.
Yeah, we like to think like in very set terms, like, oh, you guys are fighting goblins, oh, you guys are fighting doppelgangers, right? But if you just call them what they are, then all the mystique is lost. Like, I like this variance. Like, oh, are they white devils, or are they like trench ghouls? Like a dozen different names. Because I mean, orcs, ogres, all these are the same thing. We just gave a stat block to each one, right? But they're all the same.
I feel like at the very end, I was asking a very leading question, like, unsure if it's a coyote or a mutated human. I check over the. I felt a bit weird, like saying it like that.
I thought at first it was just like weird mutant creatures. Then after, I think it's like an emancipated wolf, because they kept saying wolf. Like, oh, okay.
I was fishing for information for sure.
I was thinking,
my head canon is that all the scavs call like these wolves like trench ghouls, because like they go around like digging the dead to eat.
Yeah.
And they are hungry.
I called them Vice Wolf, and so I think Zonalar understood. They were wolves, right? Because that's
of course,
white wolf in German.
Yes. It was correct.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought you were saying Waffe, not Wolfen. So I'm like, they have a weapon.
The white weapon.
Yeah.
It could actually say that literally, but it's still a wolf, it's the white weapon.
Yeah. Will work same way.
I loved all of the RP around like the selective fire thing on the weapon. It was so cool.
That was interesting. We were like, what do these markings mean?
I cannot count to 5. I mean, 4 is max.
I love that little detail.
It's impossible to fire 5 bullets at once.
I don't know if this is true, but in the Rhodesia War, the Rhodesia Bush War, there were communist guerrillas fighting in the jungle, and every time the Rhodesians found their weapons, the iron sights were set to max. They were set like to 2,000 meters.
Holy crap!
And then they asked the prisoners, like, why are all of your sights set to max? They said, oh, we want the gun to shoot as strong as possible.
Wow.
And if you look at the battles, and if you look at the battles, with their sighting set to 2,000, their battles were like 20 guys killed like 80 without suffering a single casualty.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because all of your bullets are going way over the guy.
Yeah.
I wish I would have turned my iron sight to maximum overdrive. Would have been so funny. I loved so many scenes. Honestly, I was super happy with how I role played my character, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I was trying to upstage all of you or something. Like, am I going too hard for UnPC? Should I tone it down?
I mean,
there's no such thing.
I liked it because it made it feel like the bunker wasn't just one culture.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like Samson was more of a tribal bunker guy.
Right.
Maybe he's like mid lower levels, and then you have like the soldiers which are like a different caste in the bunker, and then you have the caste which is Ratchet and Jebediah, who are like more like the techie guys and like scavenger guys. That was really cool. I like that too. I wish we could have put more of that forward. The setting is really interesting. I don't know. I really like that.
Yeah. I think it was good. Any other thoughts?
2 times I had to step out of character to ask something. I don't think you guys said where you were going after killing the officer and like showing his officer's cap.
I was just going because we established to go towards the boiler, and I've already asked Jebediah for like a route. So I was continuing that route because we were interrupted.
Yeah, and I couldn't remember what I said previously, so I was like,
but we didn't establish. I feel like establishing cardinal directions isn't that helpful. Establishing a keyword like the dome or a specific name for the trench. We need to go for the Mariana over here. That would make it more clear, but we didn't have that.
Do you guys think that it was the right call for me to pause the game and ask out of character where you're going? I love how you responded in character immediately.
Yes. Yeah.
That was really good. But was it the right call? Should I just moved you guys forward? Because I didn't know
did you know? If you didn't know, then you should ask, right?
No.
Because you're the game master. Then I think it's correct.
Yeah, and it was quick. We got it out of the way. That was great. The other time was actually a skill issue for my part. With the not knowing how the fucking system works.
Yeah.
I had to ask you, does he get to roll defense again? But he never should have rolled defense. But I like the scene with him turning him around and Jebediah hitting Samson. That was
it was pretty dope. I thought it was cool.
I love that faction with the Nomad Cannon. I love that name that you gave it.
Yes.
The Nomad Cannon.
You're welcome.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I was very happy. What's a cool nickname? What's a cool cannon? Or are there any rumors? What would I but it moves around. I'm not gonna call it a train or a locomotive. It's like, oh, it's a nomad. It moves around, drones through the wasteland.
I like how the nomad cannon bit was supposed to be like we're learning more about the universe. And I'm like, oh, there's still people like shelling. There's still like a quote unquote government with like supply lines.
Yeah.
But we just move past it. No, that's good. We just want to go get our stuff and go back to our little train.
We got a job to do.
I was thinking of Samsung might make that connection of, hey, the boiler might be not the most powerful resource here, but other things happened that got him all wound up emotionally, so he never had time to think too far, you know?
I think it would have been cool if we had a moment where, because Samson, I love the detail of the shells, like the bullet casings being the money. That was great. That was super evocative. Love that. I think it would have been really dope if there would have been a moment after you shoot the machine gun that you go, money.
I have to pick them all up.
Money. Yeah. That's what I mean.
And I love how Jebediah reinvented the field of economics. Like, yeah, you can get like this massive brass shell, but what are you gonna buy with it?
Yeah,
you're just gonna create inflation.
Yeah.
I think like he was this Kev mentality because like he know where things comes from. You know, like someone needs to go out there and get it.
Yeah.
Like
it's so cool. I love that.
With the forest, the way my brain works, the forest to me was like how they're fueling or how they're igniting the bullets, like how they're igniting the shells. They're gathering the stuff from the forest. So I'm like,
ooh,
I think there could have been a bigger noise, like a bigger hubbub of the forest being set on fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, okay. I didn't even think about that, but that's a great.
We destroyed their farms.
Yeah, like
no, not our gunpowder farm.
Yeah.
But I did mention how they dispatched like a unit to go check out the fire, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I picked up on that to use this information.
And
right,
it didn't click until you said it smells like alcohol. When you said that, I'm like,
cleaning supplies or something.
Flammable. Yeah. You said cleaning alcohol. I'm like, oh, it's okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, maybe you should have described the metal like catwalks all around it. Like they were actually like farming the mushroom.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I was going to ham of like, we find the mountain of casings of, guys, I can finally like ask my girlfriend to become my wife, you know. I can raise a family with that amount of money. I can raise the next generation. Like suddenly the horizon opens up to my dreams. It's like stop it, Samson, we need you on a mission here. Knock it out.
Yeah, that was really good. I really enjoyed that detail.
There was like a pretty grim detail at the entrance of the like. By the way, I love the idea that I had of like the bunker being the same model, so like everything, like you guys know exactly where it is. Really cool. It's like a ghostly version of your home, and I like how like it was kind of like a suicide pact thing, like everyone like.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. The whole
they all agreed like
escape.
Yeah,
that was a cool.
They can never catch us alive.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man, I really like
that.
That
was cool when the bunker was the same. I thought, oh, of course, because like these used to be the same nation, you know, like we're literally like 3 blocks away, you know, like 5 blocks away, like we're not that far, so like it's the same city still.
I very much felt like
the Nomad Cannon guys to be Germans. I wanted you guys to be like the same nation because I think that's my idea, right? Like they don't even know why they're keeping front lines anymore.
Yeah,
it's all confusing.
Yeah.
I was definitely thinking of, wait, I am the hillbilly. You know, I am the North Korean, or in that case, like we are stuck in our technology, and lost current technology. So we're just like surviving with what we got, like returning to older civilization structure, like in our DNA, so to say, you know, in our roots. Meanwhile, the other people have more, maybe, I think, more outside influence of, oh, they have some scientists around, some physicists, they can evolve again. and they got the cannon holding us back to not get overrun.
I love that. Yeah, that's a pretty cool way to visualize it. I really like that too. That idea that like, there's a lot of tribes, but some of them are like rebuilding civilization. Right? I think that's a pretty cool aspect of apocalyptic settings.
Yeah.
I was really hoping we were going to get to steal a truck.
Oh, that would have been also really nice.
Did not even cross my mind. But
imagine pulling back to like your bunker with like a half track. Hello.
I was like, would you get shot?
Don't shoot us! Don't shoot us!
Yeah.
How did you feel about inventing a flag? Because for me, I'm inventing the flag to signify the bunker, so we are closer to the goal and get it in one session. But also to make the information vague enough that it can be whatever you want it to be. Let somebody else decide.
I love the flag because I got to. I think maybe wouldn't even have like the nomad cannon civilization there if you didn't put the flag there. Because like, okay, they're like demarking their territory. I think that if there is a tribe that demarks their territory with a flag, then they are more advanced, right? So like, okay, so there's more advanced guys after that hill. It's like, oh, those cannons, they always get to see like in the distance shooting. What if they saw one up close, right? It was such a cool concept. And then like the thundering of the gun getting closer and like it literally creating a halo of light after the hill is so cool too.
That was great. I loved the little moment of levity that we had when we got out into the clearing before the forest, where there wasn't any more like shell markings on the ground. It was just flat, and we're all just like,
Wait,
like,
I can relax? What is this?
Yeah.
There was the bird. You found a place that was not like shelled to hell, right?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Did you guys understand?
Catch it!
Kill it!
Did you guys understand why Jeb skidded down the hill?
It's funny. It's
it's like,
faster.
I did not do that because I thought it was funny, because I thought like as a scav he's trying to like save energy, like
Yeah.
You said that a few times,
yeah.
I thought it's like the fastest way to save time, so to say.
Keep calorie not spent, so like,
yeah. You're calorie maxing for sure.
Exactly.
I was really happy with the idea of it was Will the sharpshooter, the NPC. They like added the idea that like, oh yeah, brass casings, keep those because they're money, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was the case because you can always like make your own ammunition, right? Like you get the casing. You can't make the casing, but you can make like a propellant, like the guys were doing with the mycelium, and you can add like a projectile. And it's pretty easy to do that. So I was thinking that they always like recycling the bullets, because how are we going to keep fighting bullets for like generations, right? When I described the bullets in the MP40 gun, which I described them as shiny because I wanted to differentiate them from normal bullets, because those were like industrially produced, like all the others that are home.
Yes, they're not all dinged up. They don't jam in the gun all the time.
Yeah, and the I love how the power of the bullet isn't really like the damage it does. It's like the psychological aspect. When you shot at the button men, you just had to shoot once, and oh no, we're fucking out of here.
Yeah.
No, a gun is
I'm not even
scary.
hesitating. It's like I'm killing the first guy, and then I figure out what I'm gonna do after that.
Yeah, I love it when a gun feels like a gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It wouldn't make sense like to take a bullet in the head and like, oh, I still have 2 points.
Two strikes.
I hate Fallout. I hate Fallout only because of that. Like I love the games, but like you shooting New Vegas like 6 bullets deep in the guy's head, and it's like he's still like what is going on?
It's hilarious.
And Big Bad shared something in our Discord chat.
Oh nice.
So Wasted Worlds is an Easy D6 supplement, and it has rules for firearms. I still have to go through and read all that stuff, but
I think the system was good. I think the system was fine.
Yeah, I guess if you want to play longer in that world, having some established rules would help. I believe. Yeah.
I love this setting, this apocalyptic setting. That was really cool.
Yes.
Like we all came up with like different ideas. I love the Nomad Cannon. It's such a cool name.
Yeah, it's a pretty good name.
Yeah. And
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I think we hit apocalyptic, but did we hit heroic though?
Heroic, I don't think that
question.
much.
Yeah.
I mean, we would have if like we continued for another 2 hours, I guess. But I was thinking like maybe it was too mad of me, but if everything else failed, I think Jebediah would try to like at least die, sacrifice himself to sabotage their generator.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, like that would be like the heroic bit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be an amazing ending, and then we get like the after credit scene, like they destroyed this random generator like near our border. Why? Like they're just really confused.
Yeah, we got 3
As you're like,
yeah.
Still in the plastic.
We're not even using this model anymore. It's just like collecting dust down here.
It's bleak. It's not heroic anymore.
That's right.
It felt more bleak than heroic. I think that was the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just my head is like completely, but I guess I feel the challenge, you know.
And that's one thing. That is one thing about settings, is some settings evoke a particular tone. So apocalyptic for one, it's hard to do anything other than that bleak vibe, unless you're taking it in. It's almost sabotaging the setting to do anything else. I think we made the best of it. I think the way that we played our characters would have had the story played out the rest of the way lent itself to a heroic ending.
I do believe that with Samsung, I was having a strong vision of he is a savage and he is the knight because the captain immediately recognized the bloodlust is gonna kill all of the other soldiers.
Yeah.
Once I like go out there and get involved too hard, you know, it's he cannot guarantee that I will stick on the flank and protect the side or you know whatever plan the group has. So I was playing Samsung, the first guy. I was trying to reason with the Mudman, like, shh, calm down, don't stop yelling. But Red Wilford was, of course, man, I gotta knock him out, like, he has to go. And even with the lieutenant, I was trying to talk to him, and I started stammering because I'm looking for words to solve the issue, not trying to kill. Like, I'm going for his mouth and not for his dagger. Like, I'm not trying to strangle him. I want to subdue him.
Yeah.
Even though he's the enemy, I should have to kill him.
Yeah. I really like the way that you played Samson and sort of the tug of war that was going on inside of him.
It's pretty good.
He's a family man.
Yeah, and the mountain of shells was actually inspired from. I'm gonna post it on our Discord. It was inspired by this picture here. It's actually like a thing that happened like in the Battle of the Sun. I can remember this iconic picture, like a literal pile of shell casings.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Amazing.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That mountain is even bigger than what I imagined.
Exactly.
Yeah. It is.
Did you guys understand what was that part when Jebediah went and scribbled on the metal door?
To find his way back?
Huh? No, it was not that.
I thought it's like you're trying to find your way back through the maze once we return or something.
And that was not that. In my head, like that they just came out on the spot, like that the scavs they have like this culture where it's a game that random scavs play. Like maybe it's like a
Jebediah was here.
No, it's just like a game, maybe like what
crossword.
Or something.
Oh, tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, or something like a variation of that. And the scavs, like, you don't know who's playing with you, but like, if you survive to come back and scavenge that day, you see, like, you can, you know, like something, a little moment of gravity to take you out of the. You know?
Somebody put in an X in black to your circle in white. You're like, oh my god, somebody's playing with me. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that was really cool, and I really like the idea of there was like a subtle implication that one of those guys from the like Nomad Cannon crew died next to your guys' trench, so maybe like your trench was next. Maybe they would like park up to it next. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The idea of like different societies forming in different trenches is so fascinating. I brought up the cheese trench, which is like a weird name for it. But then I brought up the like 2 generations ago, like you made a trade with them. It's like maybe like you bought a lot of cheese from them, so now they're known as the cheese trench, right?
That's cool.
Oh yeah, I like that.
I was about to crack a joke, and I think Jebediah would do it when Samsung shot because he put a lot of holes right in the hallway. I was gonna mention, hey, this is looking a lot like that. Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
This brings me back to the cheese trading days. I like the fact that Ratchet asked me of what I know about the gun. And I said, my father never met this, and neither did his father. I have no idea. Like we never saw this at the front line. And
that's good because I mentioned that it was not in any manual, right? So it's not the kind of weapon you guys would know. It's like it's post-war, post-end of the world through war.
It's like nobody shooting us with that thing. What does it even mean for the greater lore? Because we are at war. Why are they not using the deadly guns?
Exactly.
They could just like waltz over us with a platoon of that thing.
Maybe the one trench behind them is way much dangerous, and they're like,
oh my god,
those guys.
Yeah, it's on the front line. Like, you're surrounded on all sides by trenches.
Yeah. We're just running away, like, we can leave them for later.
Was I retconning the lore when I said, oh yeah, like every 2 weeks we push up a few trenches, but then we lose them again?
I think that's how it goes. Yeah.
I mean, that's war. War never
like
changes.
this guy who died here, like, what does it mean? Well, are his boots still here? Yes, they are.
I love that. That was great. That
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah, the boot details. Like, oh yeah, his boot is bad, but like everything else. But if no one grabbed his boots, then he wasn't looted, right? It was like the first thing everyone goes for.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't. If your feet get cut up, man, you're in trouble.
Exactly.
All sorts of messed up.
Got trench food.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love Trench Punk. That was really cool. I kind of want to like write about this setting now. I legit really like.
Yeah.
That
No.
setting.
Yes. I don't know the name, but yeah, that's a Warhammer faction, right? The Imperial soldiers.
Yeah, the
Krieg.
The Krieg's one. Yeah. When you mentioned the guy with like the gas mask, like, oh yeah, he's inspiring himself.
It's one filter in the center for sure.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, before we go, Conway, you reserve the right to swap out our setting, but I was thinking because Zonalar is braving the midnight oil and burning through that, if you're cool with it, letting him pick the next
Sure, of course. One thing that I think you should do though, all of the settings that you've already used, don't delete them. Put them like below, so you know that you've already played through all of them. Because you might start like losing track. Yeah, you need to like look back through every game, right?
Yep.
And then you can start like cycling back.
So we did
I see what you mean.
Yeah. So I'll have to have Adam do all this because I have no clue how this stuff works. But Zonalar, you get to replace apocalyptic. So what would you like to replace it with?
Okay, I have one idea, but I kind of want a backup idea in case all of you veto it. So I'm gonna let you veto because I will pick anime.
I was about to joke about that.
Okay.
I was about but that's not even a setting. That's a tone.
Yeah,
that's a tone. We had that conversation.
Tone.
We had that conversation.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, anime has to be a tone because everything is anime. So how does it fit?
You could say roll again, make it anime. Ninja. Like you get like a pirate anime or noir anime.
Yes, on the line you get to roll again, but whatever you roll is an anime now.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool.
You know what? A tokusatsu like Power Rangers or Jaspion could be a fun thing to play on.
Like
and then once you rolled an anime style game, then you can finally get rid of it. You know, it only haunts you once.
So it would be roll again, but make it anime.
Roll again, but anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for posterity's sake, what was your backup?
I didn't think of any yet. You didn't push me.
Cool. Okay.
That was the plan all along.
Yes. It's like, why is nobody trying to roleplay an anime? Everyone says it's impossible and stupid, so they shouldn't even think about it. It's like, oh, really?
Is that so?
We did apocalyptic. Cool. I don't know if that's how you spell apocalyptic, but hey, we're rolling with it. Awesome.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well,
I mean, none of us three can like have the authority to correct you.
it's fine. I don't get the red squiggles underneath, so we'll be fine. Cool. So that was weekly Ultimate No Prep. Good job from everybody. It was really good to have Nick and Zonalar. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Super glad y'all could make it. I'm going to talk to Adam and see if we can make Fridays kind of the de facto day, because that really works out better for me too, because I'm not stressing about work the next day. But yeah, that'll hopefully let some more folks kind of get in. Of course, with it being weekly, the day is kind of up to whatever folks want. But yeah, so pretty much everybody already left the live stream, but that's okay. If folks watched to the end after the fact, sweet. We're so glad that y'all were here. Any final words, folks? Shout out your channels, whatever, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm Zonalar, and I do stuff on my YouTube channel. I got this game up, but some people said voice was cutting out and everything. So I might have to like grab your footage and re-upload that instead. Because I had a janky setup. And I want to do more Crimes Against Roleplay. I want to do more talks about role-playing games to help people improve their games at home. Because a lot of the advice out there is tailored in a way to make the experience worse, and we don't even know about it. Because, man, the Stockholm Syndrome is hitting this culture hard.
Yes.
This like community.
So. Cool.
You too. My name is Nicolas, and my channel is at Etera RPG. I'm focusing on the Portuguese side, so my new videos will be on Portuguese. Conway shows up, and we're gonna do another.
We are going to do another video together. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do a crispy on Brazilian content.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm Conway. I was in Flame Zombie last stream. I'm gonna be with Nick. I might one day post something. I don't know.
Cool. Yeah, all these are cool guys. And if you're watching this, you already know. Adam should be back in, I want to say, by August. He said he'll be back, so we'll kind of be back to business as usual. But yeah, I got nothing else. Thank you guys so much for hanging out.
I'll have my microphone fixed by next thing. I don't know why it's not working. I'm not gonna lie. The first 15 minutes I was still molding over this thing, but I got into the mood after all.
Yeah. That's cool.
They can take our technology, but they can't take our role play.
No,
my spirit.
You'll have to, Conway. You'll have to post the link to that microphone, because I like the capacitive. You know, you tap to mute it.
Oh, you're always watching me. It failed once. I was playing.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And, okay, so look at this. It has LEDs, right?
Yeah.
It's on, and now it's off.
Yeah, now it's off.
Yeah, but when I was playing with Zonalar, the LEDs were going out, but audio was still coming through.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is the HyperX Quadcast S or something like that. Pretty good microphone. I liked it, and it's not that expensive.
But yeah, if it fails once, then you can't trust it anymore. It's like, oh my god.
I test it every time before the stream now.
Going forever.
Paranoid.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's how you become
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you guys for watching other people role play. It's
Yes.
unusual.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Tune in next week. Maybe same bat time, maybe same bat channel. I don't know. We'll keep stuff posted. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace and God bless.
See y'all.
See ya.
Yep.